Not the first, not the last.
Gotta speak. That's a ride.
Let my friend be here!
Let me finish this trick.
Let my friend be here! Not the first. Not the first, not the last. You're more valuable to me. That was nasty. Not the first, not the last. Let my friend be healed!
Can't do that yet. Let the booze flow. Chug, chug, chug.
Not the first, not the last.
Chug, chug, chug. Ooh, I'm a great shot. Can't do that yet.
Who says monks have no flourish?
I see.
Spectacular.
Hi everyone, I'm Ray Kwan, the lead producer of Naraka Playpoint. First, I'm honored to announce that more than 1 million players have wishlisted our game. We're really thankful for your love and support. Naraka Playpoint is a battle royale game with strong action elements. This game provides mighty heroes, diverse weapons, and unlimited parkour system. You can choose to be a sniper, killing enemies from nowhere, or a warrior, facing your opponents in close combats with swords and blades. You can also use breaking hook to wave your way through buildings and mountains. And of course, you can party with your friends, eliminate your enemies with combo of skills and ultimates. It's what we call unchained multiplayer combat, and you need to unchain your imagination. The Souljet enables you to create your own fighting style. There is also a variety of interactable machinery waiting for your exploration. And don't forget the character customization that lets you to create your unique appearance. In the upcoming beta, we're also adding a new melee weapon, Spear. In China, Spear is called the king of all weapons, and hence we gave it a brand new mechanism and took inspiration from a lot of martial art movies. We hope that Spear can bring you a fresh experience of action combat. Naraka Playpoint will be globally released on August 12th, and you can pre-order the game right now on multiple PC platforms. Pre-order players will also unlock a new hero and exclusive outfit. After the August launch, we will continue to release new contents and work hard to crack down on hackers and cheaters. We'll try our best to provide players with a clean gaming environment. On June 16th, we will start a one-week beta on PC. Right now, you can wishlist us, download the demo, and enjoy Naraka Playpoint.
Oh my goodness, we are here for it. Why are we both clapping? Like, I want to scream. Like, that was, it looks so good.
You're screaming, I'm drooling.
I know.
I'm drooling over
seriously.
that game.
It looks so fun. And so,
Need a
we
napkin
just enjoyed it so much, we had to bring Golden Boy in.
Yeah.
Because you gonna play this?
Yeah.
How
So
dare you?
I played the first alpha and I was really blown away by it. Like, I feel like one thing that the battle royale space was missing was like an awesome melee battle royale. Because you know it's just a fun, like, I know everyone's like, oh, battle royales are like so tried and they're done, but like something like this is something we really haven't seen before. Actually got to give a huge shout out to my buddy Genghis Khan, who I saw on Steam. He was playing it and then I was like, dude, what the hell is this? He said, download it, it's super fun. So I went for it and I spent the entire afternoon just cutting through people nonstop. I had a blast playing it. That's why I'm so hyped up about it.
Well, we are all very jealous of you, by the way. It looks amazing. But how do we think this is going to change the battle royale dynamic? You were kind of touching on that a little bit, but want to open it up to everybody.
Yeah, the thing about battle royale is like all of them are, or the biggest ones are shooters. So you could like take pot shots, or you can snipe fools, or you can like maybe take some shots, dip out.
Snipe fools, huh?
Yeah, but here with this game, you need to pull up. You need like. You come through and
let them know who it is.
Yeah, you square up and you gotta fight. And from all the gameplay that we saw, it gets wild because there's like spell casting too. It reminds me of Spellbreak, which is another battle royale that focused on magic and stuff like that. And so and I was also thinking of we were talking about Ultimate Ninja Storm, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Yes,
yeah, because it's super fast and loose. Because I also play For Honor, which is very heavy and very deliberate. But this one's like, nah, just go all out. Yeah, it looks wild.
Absolutely, and just want to draw some attention to the pull-up right now. When will Naraka Blade Point, the demo, start? And yeah, I think we all know.
Everyone
June
watched it.
16th. We were all taking notes. We were like,
This is more like a did you pay attention, children in
yeah,
class?
did you all pay attention? Okay, we were definitely paying attention.
77% of the audience paid attention.
I definitely want to talk, though. I mean, there's Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, Apex, like that list goes on and on and on. Do we think that Naraka can compete with those titles?
I think absolutely, because people want differentiation. There's this feeling of battle royale fatigue right now because it's so much of the same thing. In this game, you can 360 no-scope someone with the brand new spear weapon and then have this like wuxia anime-esque style fight up in the sky just raining down holy hell. It's going to be awesome. Like, I think it's something that the space needs. You have to keep it fresh. You can't just keep adding on other game components to that core battle royale mode. It needs to feel fundamentally different, and that's what Naraka looks like from this gameplay demo.
Oh my gosh, look, it's so different.
There have been several other examples of non-shooter battle royales that have been successful, right? There's Fall Guys, there's Tetris 99, there was Mario 35, RIP. Naraka looks awesome. Mitchell Saltzman previewed it for IGN, and he's our fighting game expert, and he came away impressed. He said the fighting mechanics in Naraka are legit. So I think
love
this
to
game
hear
is going to be
that.
the real deal.
I definitely noticed the grapple hook, the verticality. Talk to me about the mobility mechanics.
Yeah,
Do you think people are going to adapt to that well?
So I think one of the big things for a lot of battle royale games is like, when can you disengage from a fight, right?
Yeah.
You know, Fortnite's really good because you have the building mechanic and you can build up, gain height, try and take your opponent who's on the low ground, right? They have to then try and do the same thing, which is why they incorporated like different things like grapple hooks into the game. Well, the grapple hook mechanic adds, and I said this while we were watching it, any game that has a grapple hook, I'm in there.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm in there because I just love the freedom of movement that it provides. And when you have like the characters and also it's very stylistic as well, right? Avali, I know you were going nuts about that.
Yeah.
Like stylistically speaking, it
100%.
looks really cool. You feel cool. And I know that this sounds like a hardcore shill for the game, but I'm telling you right now, if you are a competitive player, if you're an esports person, or you're just an individual who likes competing at a high level, I guarantee you'll like that game because I did. And that's my background.
Oh yeah, no, but the first thing that I was thinking of when I saw the trailer for the first time, I'm like, okay, cool, so we got the Battle Royale Fortnite elements, but like the combat looks like a faster Blade and Soul, and then all the characters that we see, plussing that character customization option, I'm like, okay, it has the simpability of Genshin Impact, and I'm like, hold on a second, hold on, I'm like, I think all of us are about to jump into it. It's in the dictionary, Golden Boy, look it up, please.
I'll look it up for sure.
But no, it just looks so
Is his
incredible.
picture there? No, I'm kidding.
It should be. It should be.
Sim
Just
for
like,
me, everybody.
it's in the new dictionary copy. But I'm so excited for it. And as you were talking about the parkour ability, being able to jump and fly everywhere, I'm tired of kids being able to outbuild me, right? Like they're so much faster at building the dang stairs up and down, and I just, they shoot me faster. So if there's, some sort of thinking involved in here where I get to parry something and then run away, that's what I'm excited for.
I mean, there's so much I'm excited for. I absolutely love the game design. I love the landscapes. And that might seem like a softball question, but skins make money, people.
Yeah,
and people talk about maps all the time.
This game's got style. They are going to sell so many damn skins. It is going to be ridiculous. Yo, they are going to be printing
Avali said she wanted sparkle skins.
Oh, yes. Sparkle skins. But I mean, think about it. Like, all of the different crossovers we've seen with Battle Royales, like Fortnite is the big one. If we get any, like, type of anime IP crossovers into this game, oh my God.
Don't even.
I'm broke. I'm broke. That's it.
Yeah, we will be broke for sure. Okay, we got 30 seconds left. Which class are we picking? I know you're crowd control, right?
No, I'm just going to get up there. I'm a very aggressive player.
Rehearsal.
No. That's classic misdirection, so I can get up in there with the spear.
Yes, the spear. Spear's exciting.
Okay.
Spear's exciting.
I just want to jump around and cause chaos and confusion. So whatever that is.
So like where you are right now.
Big sword for me. Big sword for me.
Oh yeah, big sword. Big sword.
Okay.
Gauntlet, so y'all can catch his hands.
I'll do the archery just to be something different.
I like that.
I like it. Okay. Well, we can't wait to get our hands on Naraka Blade Point. But real fast, we got to take a quick break. But do not go anywhere. We'll be previewing Square Enix and Warner Brothers games Back for Blood coming up as E3 2021 continues.
There's videos that I can specifically remember that I can't believe I did. I feel like I remember the most regrettable ones the most. When I lived like a sim for 24 hours. For anybody who hasn't seen it, it's you let your sim live how it would in a game, and then you have to replicate it, but because sim time is so quick, you end up standing around and doing something for an hour that should take you like 10 minutes. Now, I did it all day. You can slowly see me just deteriorating as it goes. So I'm pretty proud that I stuck that one out.
Hey E3, it's Posty. I just want to say hi and hope everybody's doing good and staying safe out there. I'm so excited to see the new announcements for some games, and hopefully we get to see a little something about Elder Scrolls 6. Maybe, I don't know, but I hope everybody's having a great time, and hope to see you soon.
Welcome back to E3 live from Los Angeles, California. And hey, if you feel like some sweet merch, why don't you check out our limited edition gear at e3expo.com/shop. It's right here.
All here.
I did a presentation yesterday that Mid-Max
You did.
kids really liked, right?
Yeah.
So let's go back. If you remember, I was saying, doesn't that there
Wow.
Tom Cruise have a new, which camera we're on? Doesn't
They're-
Tom Cruise have a new movie coming out where he wears a bomber jacket?
Yeah.
You could wear this at the theater.
Yeah.
And then you'd get up to leave and you'd go like this and they go, wait, are you one of those pilots like we saw in the movie? And you go, no.
Zone.
I don't know.
I'm an E3. And they'd say, what that? And you'd be like, Electronic Entertainment Expo. And they'd be like, oh, you went there? And you'd be like, well, no, it was a pandemic year, but I bought it on e3expo.com/shop.
High quality. No
Zippers.
kidding. It actually is quite nice.
It is really nice, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna steal one. Also, the hat.
The
by
dad
way.
hat. Hey, kids, aren't you a dad? You're gonna have to do some yard work at some point, get underneath the house.
Hey kids, aren't you a dad? All right, we'll move on. That's what you just said. All right, I'll tighten it up, Greg.
Square Enix presents this later today, and we'll get a world premiere from IDOS Montreal, plus an update on Babylon's Fall, details on the Black Panther expansion.
I'm on board, Ash. I'm on board.
And a first look at Life is Strange Remastered. Golden Boy, what are you most excited about? I'm glad you asked, Greg. Ladies and gentlemen, in September 2020, a game called Marvel's Avengers came out, and y'all enjoyed it for like a week, but this guy enjoys it to this day, and this is my day, all right? This is the day where I take it back. Black Panther, War for Wakanda. How excited are you, huh? See him out there, Wakanda forever, let's go.
Anything Black Panther related, I'm totally in.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of the character way back in the day, so I'm cool with that, Greg.
Okay, good.
I'm
Good. Yeah.
I just want to know what else they're bringing to the table.
Sure, of course.
All right, that's an important thing.
I mean, you know, fun and games aside, I did put up a video back when they were getting ready for their last Avengers thing. That was, hey, Avengers isn't in a good place. I enjoy the gameplay. I want more out of it. What can they do? And hopefully, War for Wakanda is going to be that, right? We need endgame content. We need things to be going on. We need raids. We need 150 power level stuff.
Yeah.
I need a reason to turn this on again every day, and we haven't had that for a while. And they've been better about their roadmap, but today's the big test of what they actually have.
Yeah, and another game that I'm very much looking forward to hearing more about because I don't know much about it. For me personally, is Babylon's Fall. Michael's been going nuts about that game.
Oh my God.
I kind of going into this one super cold.
Yeah.
So I want to be dazzled. Platinum's an incredible dev. I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to bring the heat, and I think it's going to be really exciting. I think Square Enix is going to have a pretty decent show, and I'm looking forward to it.
100%. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they have up their sleeve, right?
Yeah.
Because the other big thing that we were just talking about. Well, first off, full stop on the unannounced game. Life is Strange. Huge fan. I want to see more about the brand new one that's coming out in September. But then to kick it back into Rumor Patrol, right? Like, IDOS Montreal, all right? We've known the rumor forever of what you're working on. You're the Deus Ex team. There's been rumors you're working on something new.
Yeah.
Is it true? Is it today we see it? I mean, we see something from them today. There's been this conversation you've continued to have of like, it is interesting because obviously there's rumors of what's coming, right? Maybe a Marvel property. But it is also a great time where Deus Ex could thrive in this day and age.
This is true. You know, I know that like Deus Ex as a franchise is one that's kind of flown under the radar, but it has been for the longest time one of my like hallmark games. Like it was like a huge part of my I mean, Deus Ex Conspiracy on the PlayStation 2, I'd have played that like a million times. I love that game so much. Human Revolution, another great game, or Human Revolution, excuse me, Mankind Divided. You know, they just make great games. And I think with Cyberpunk and the hype around that, you know, neo-future kind of thingamajigam, the thematics that we're seeing now, it's a great time to do something like that, right? Like that futuristic city appeal. I think Deus Ex could really nail it, but I don't think we're going to get that today, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine.
Well,
just don't let me down next year.
It's
okay,
what I've talked about before, especially as a comic book dork. You know what I mean? What I'm excited for is seeing something. I take this like Insomniac, where I think Insomniac is an amazing studio. Obviously, everybody knows it now, but Spider-Man really put them on another level in terms of video game pop culture. And I think as we look at Square Enix Montreal, or IDOS Montreal here, right, the same could be applied here, where Deus Ex games were great, and the people who loved them.
Yes.
But now if they work on a bigger property, a Marvel title, let's see what happens.
That's true. That's true.
That's
be
what
helpful.
it is. That's what I hope it is. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, what are you excited for? Hashtag E3 2021. You can get right in there. You can see what's up and have a great time.
Get in there, baby.
Now, Following Square, they want me to read the teleprompter. This is another, look at right here. We don't need to.
I don't need to.
Following Square is WB Games Back for Blood. Oh my God, Golden Boy, we can't wait. I played that alpha and I was like, I'm done. Yep, the people who made Left 4 Dead are back with a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. And it's amazing and it's got a deck building thing. So every time I play the campaigns, they're gonna be different campaigns. Let's go.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to preview this game with the WB Games crew, and they were all amazing, all wonderful people. And I got there immediately, and I was just like, this is everything that I want. It is genuine excitement for a game that's ridiculous, that knows exactly what it is, and it plays right into it. Even from the name, they know what they are, they know what they're doing, and yeah, that alpha was fantastic, right? You know, I remember talking to the WB Games crew and saying, like, me and my best friends, like, we love games like this because they like yelling at each other and, you know, cursing each other out and having a good time, because that's just what friends do.
That's what friends do.
And that they said this is literally that. It's exactly what you want out of a co-op shooter. They added some new set pieces, different elements to the game.
New kinds of monsters, right?
New kinds of monsters, yeah. So they're bringing something new to the table, but they're doing enough of the same that it just feels right.
Yeah.
And that, at the end of the day, is all you want out of a game like this.
100%. You know, yesterday there was comparisons drawn when we were talking about Rainbow Six Extraction, not Quarantine War. Rainbow Six Extraction, right? And I was watching that, and it was the conversation that was happening on the media stage, where there's going to be those two types of people who want the tactical. Let's go in there. Let's plan how we're taking out this hive, right? And then for me, it was definitely like, I want the Back for Blood. Cool, I have an Uzi, now I have a shotgun. It doesn't matter. I'm having a great time.
Exactly.
Shooting everything up.
Exactly. And that's the reason why I'm so excited for it. We're going to see that later on today. But also another thing we're getting is a PC gaming show, because it's coming to town, baby. And we know one thing, we are going to get an entertaining look at some of the best news releases, including indie releases coming to a PC near you. They've got 39 game trailers, Greg. I just saw that pop up on the read there. I didn't even know that. That's wild.
Hey, that's what people usually want in an E3 is game trailers.
It's game trailers, dude.
They love to see things that they might be playing. Yeah, so that's incredibly exciting, right?
Yeah, and us, and our embrace.
And us, that's right.
He can do that because I'm short, you know. But I'm looking forward to the PC gaming show.
See, I'll do it for you too.
We did it, guys.
Get your screenshots right now.
This is freaking friendship right here.
Hashtag E3 2021.
Yeah, there it is.
People don't like this bit. They do not like this bit.
I don't know what we're doing, Greg.
We're talking games. I mean, that's what I am notoriously not a PC gamer, right? I am a simple person. I like my console to plug in and go. But what I love about the PC gaming show every year is the diversity of games you get.
Very true.
Right? And of course, Sean Plott always shows up to host it and does a great job. He's funny as well. DevBot's always being goofy. But we get to go in there and we get to see a whole bunch of different stuff that will maybe come to console one day or will be the game that inspires me to turn on my PC.
Very true. And that is the beauty of PC gaming. There's so much variety that's out there. You know, you could go multiple platforms. You could do whatever you want to do. And by the way, I just got informed.
Stop talking about PC! Stop talking about PC!
It's okay because Microsoft also supports PCs as well. Oh, crap.
Damon, this isn't a drill. It's happening.
Did we get Halo?
Oh, God.
Take me.
I need a 12 minutes release date, Phil, all right? I need that. I need Starfield.
Phil.
We need to see Halo. Don't do this to him again. Tim Schafer, make Psychonauts come out today. It's a simple request,
Greg,
all right?
the lighting can't get there, Greg.
It doesn't matter.
The lighting can't get
there. Most
there.
people are listening to this as a podcast.
Philip Elizabeth Spencer.
39 seconds.
Philip Elizabeth Spencer, if you're watching this right now, just know, man, just bring the thunder, brother. That's all I want. Just bring the thunder, dude. Give me the chief.
I don't think Phil's watching this right now. He's probably getting ready for that over there. Oh my gosh.
That's his nickname, though. Yeah. Well, let's do it, Greg.
Okay, fine, everybody. Now is the moment Master Chief and Golden Boy have been waiting for. Here's the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase.
20 years. That's how long Xbox has been with us. And like you, this is a moment I always look forward to. I love seeing the new games, crossing my fingers for my favorites to return, hoping for a few surprises. Most of all, though, I love seeing everyone around the world come together and celebrate what games mean to all of us. And I think, this past year, they've meant even more. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for the support you give us and one another. Xbox is turning 20, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the friendships we've had that whole time. At Bethesda, we believe video games do one thing better than anything else. They transport us. Through art and technology, there's real magic when you step into a new world and can make it your own. We've traveled the worlds of Elder Scrolls, of Fallout, and now, for the first time in over 25 years, we're creating a new universe with Starfield. Set hundreds of years in our future, it's an epic about hope, our shared humanity, and answering our greatest mystery. It's a game we've dreamt of playing, and it wasn't until now that we have the hardware, the technology, and the team who's hard at work at home to make that dream a reality. We're excited to finally share our first in-game teaser and something to look forward to.
Constellation Starship Frontier, we have you on scanners. Performing remote systems check. Helium-3 tanks check. Seals are intact. We are still go.
They say, the wonder is, not that the field of stars is so vast, but that we have measured it. You're part of Constellation now. Part of our family. What you've found, it's the key to unlocking everything.
We reach your constellation.
This is all we've been working towards.
Jemison route looks good.
We've come to the beginning of humanity's final journey.
Prepare for departure. Graviton loop array spool check. Your space lane is clear.
That's why we're here.
Main engines go. Ignition.
To discover what's out there.
Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
It is awesome to share with you for the very first time one of the most anticipated games in the world from Todd Howard and the team at Bethesda Game Studios. A groundbreaking game, and yes, it's exclusive. Welcome to the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. I am so excited and proud to be here today celebrating games, because although it's been an incredibly tough year, I am grateful that games have been such an important source of joy and connection. We are committed to forging the next era of gaming, conjuring worlds never before possible, unlocking play across all devices, and delivering the power of games to everyone. And now, we get to share that quest with Bethesda, not just as partners, but as one team, united in bringing the very best games to more people everywhere. So today, we get to reveal more of what's to come. We have an amazing show, 30 titles, 27 in Xbox Game Pass, and of course, Every single console title you'll see today is optimized for Xbox Series
sounds
X
like it's gonna be
and
good.
S, offering next-gen performance, speed, and features. We get to work with the best studios on Earth. Next is something truly riveting. The latest entry in the haunting and evocative franchise created by GSC Game World, Stalker 2. Coming first to Xbox Series consoles and PC. This will be a true next-gen experience, targeting 4K resolution and ray tracing. Let's take a look at what you'll get to play when it launches next year.
Ля как шпарит.
Ну, чё там?
Готово.
Ну и пошли они нахрен.
Спасибо тебе. Ты многим сталкерам жизнь спас.
Ну, давай, малюй картину маслом. Вот поэтому я ни в какие разборки и не лезу. Не хочу пулю поймать.
Ну, не знаю. Между аномалией и маслиной я уже лучше пулю выберу.
Вот ты говоришь, а я прям вижу красоту эту. Не первый год в зоне, вроде примелькалась уже, а каждый день удивляет.
Зона надоесть не может. Говорят, ты знаешь, где вход в фундамент.
Узнаешь мотив? Слышал? Вот это культура! А ты одно и то же по кругу лобаешь.
Сам же просишь. У меня музучилище, если что.
О, месье, прошу прощения. Может, вам к ученым? Профессура. Они вам лабораторию найдут.
Да пошел ты. Зря ты так с друзьями. Ты же его на вылазки таскаешь.
Чего-чего, а дружбы в зоне я точно не встречал.
Это верно.
Он мучился?
Нет.
Это хорошо. Он этого не заслужил.
А пулю заслужил. Жаль, что ты так с ним поступил.
Мне тоже. Считаешь, я не думал, как обойтись без его смерти? Она не могла быть свободна, пока он жил. Зато теперь посмотри на нее. Нет, Скиф, я не отдам ее никому. Зона дала мне жизнь, новую жизнь. Жизнь, которую я готов вернуть, если потребуется. Я буду защищать ее.
Похоже, пора.
И куда ты теперь?
В Припять. Нужно с ним поговорить.
Удачной охоты, сталкер.
We're surviving here. Rebuilding.
Surviving's not enough. We've got to fight.
No, we don't need to do anything. All right, when was the last time you saw written in any numbers?
All of my best friends like to go and get up. When they talk about all the lives they never got to live.
Hang in there, Holly.
Get high with your best friends.
No rest for the wicked.
Let's go.
Through here. Come on.
God, I love Mondays.
Another day in paradise.
Just like all of my
Home run!
Get high with your best friend.
Buckle up, buttercups.
We've got one shot. Let's make it count.
Over here!
In the morning you go gunning for the man who stole your water, and you fight till he is done, but they catch you at the border, and the mourners are all singing as they drag you by your feet, but the hangman isn't hanging, and they put you on the street. Yeah, you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheel turning round and round. You go back, Jack, do it again.
That looks fucking amazing. Just seeing that.
An ill wind blows from beyond the horizon. A new danger is coming on the tides. And the one who might stop this ruin, trapped for all forever in the sea of the damned. Now to save the pirate life, you must start by saving the life of one.
realized we had company. Captain Jack Sparrow. But I suspect you already knew that.
Because of the treasure Jack stole, a darkness followed him here. And if it's not stopped, this world will sink into shadow.
This sea holds many secrets.
Ah, a new body at last.
All I can do is show you the way.
From what I hear of this so-called Sea of Thieves, it's nothing but cursed crews, bloodthirsty mermaids, a legion of dead, angry pirates. Ah, yes. And now, one Davy Jones. Hello! Well, I believe that now is the perfect time to use these cannons.
A world without the attack our base is a world that refuses to face the truth. Nothing lasts forever. Destroy them!
I don't suppose, by chance, there's a second one of those? The Sea of Thieves, eh? Bring me that horizon.
Hey, how's it going?
Let's do this!
Reputation is everything. If a Yakuza shows weakness, he's done.
Time to call a friend! Order!
What the?
Happy birthday!
So, how was your day?
Oh, you know.
I have something to share.
Was this my birthday?
We're having a baby.
Police, you're under arrest for your father's murder 8 years ago.
What's going on?
Shut up! You know what this is.
You've been lying to me all this time?
I should never have told you.
I'm out of patience.
What? I know I say this a lot, but I love you.
I say this a lot too, but back at you. Approaching the Motherlode.
I can't believe I'm really here. Psychonauts headquarters. Look at all these gadgets.
The mind is the final frontier of humanity.
I'm ready for anything.
Time for justice!
The fate of the free-thinking world is in your hands.
I'm afraid that means the dead letter office for you.
The mission is falling apart.
A psychonaut must always remember how to roll with it.
This is a mission about the fate of the world. Can you do that?
Yes, if I can find some bacon.
I'm going to ignore that last part.
This is usually the moment when I say hello and welcome to the Bethesda E3 Showcase. We love that we can share the stage with Xbox this year, and whether you've known Bethesda for 35 years or are just getting to know us, we couldn't be happier to bring you the latest on your favorite games. We started this showcase with my good friend Todd Howard, who gave you a first look at Starfield. Along with Bethesda Game Studios, all of our teams are continuing to work on the projects that have been in development since well before we joined the Xbox family. So rest assured, the games you've been expecting and hoping for are still in the works. And today, we're bringing 10 more titles to Game Pass for a total of 30 Bethesda games. That includes several id Software games, like the award-winning Doom Eternal. If you're looking for another reason to play it, Doom Eternal will be optimized for Xbox Series X and S on June 29th. Powered by id Tech, this next-gen upgrade will be free for everyone who owns Doom Eternal. And on Series X, it will offer improved visuals at 60 FPS with ray tracing, a 4K mode, and an optional performance mode up to 120 FPS. Or maybe you're in the mood for an RPG, like Skyrim, which marks its 10th anniversary this November. We can't celebrate it without you, so share your favorite Skyrim memories, stories, artwork, and more on Skyrim10.com. Or explore an ever-changing post-apocalyptic wasteland in Fallout 76. Everything you love about Fallout games. Custom camp building, rich storylines, warring factions, unique characters, places to discover, you'll find it all here. In fact, Fallout 76 is now one of the most popular games on Game Pass, thanks to an incredibly welcoming and collaborative community. Here's a look at what's coming next in Fallout 76.
Brotherhood of Steel are the guardians of human civilization. Fort Atlas is safe. It came at a great cost.
The Brotherhood must stand united. The super mutant threat takes priority. This proves more than anything the need for our justice.
You're splitting our forces, Shin. The most important thing is finding everyone that has gone missing and returning them home.
So it comes to this. I thought you understood what that insignia meant. You are no paladin of the Brotherhood.
I set this plan in motion, and I am the only one who can stop it.
The Brotherhood of Steel must protect the future of Appalachia and of the world. Your righteous crusade has gone too far.
While it may seem that we are fractured, I believe that we are now stronger than ever. This is a choice that can never be undone.
What the hell was that? Expedition Squad Delta, report. Over. Squad Delta, what's going on out there? Come on. This isn't funny.
I know you can hear me.
The Wasteland isn't the only open-world playground with an amazing community. The Elder Scrolls Online from ZeniMax Online Studios has now surpassed 18 million players and shows no signs of slowing down. Right now, our players are enjoying the new Blackwood chapter, part of the Gates of Oblivion year-long adventure. We've got a lot more to come in ESO, including the conclusion to this epic story later this fall with ESO Deadlands. And with the release of ESO Console Enhanced this Tuesday, the game will deliver a true native experience optimized for the Series X and S.
It's a new world with new rules. Now, nothing is off the table. Winning this battle will take a new breed of fighter. Wait.
try and stop me.
This holiday marks the 20th anniversary of Xbox and the 20th anniversary of Halo. To our millions of passionate fans, thank you.
We wouldn't be here without all of you.
Our goal has always been to bring players together, and for the first time, we're thrilled to offer our entire multiplayer experience to all players across Xbox and PC with no barriers. Halo Infinite Multiplayer will be free to play and invite more of you than ever before to become a Spartan hero. I'm excited to be here with Joseph Staten, the creative director of Halo Infinite. From helping craft the original Halo Combat Evolved to leading the fan favorite Halo 3 ODST, Joseph is a Halo visionary. It is so great to have him back with Halo.
Thank you, Bonnie. And hey, everybody. For us, and I hope many of you, Halo has always been about heroism and wonder, about fighting to keep humanity safe against impossible odds in a beautiful and mysterious sci-fi world. This is just one part of the Zeta Halo ring, the largest, most wide-open environment we've ever built, and we can't wait for you to explore it. The heart of Halo is Spartan 117, the Master Chief. In the next chapter of the Chief's story, you'll face his greatest challenge yet. But you're not alone in the fight.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down. We're stuck out here. You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
I told you. It's enough.
So I see.
I need you to understand. There's not much time. If you knew how you were going to die, you knew how you were going to die. How would you live your life differently? How would you live your life differently?
Cortana?
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
How? By you?
Of course not. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay, then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Of course, you can't have a Halo game without multiplayer. And on Xbox Series X, you'll be able to enjoy Infinite's multiplayer action at up to 120 frames per second. Finally, I'm very happy to announce that Halo Infinite's first free-to-play multiplayer season and Infinite's story-driven campaign will launch together this holiday.
A new day is upon us. A new generation built to fight. Together, we are unstoppable. Are you ready?
No scope. Big shot. Killing spree. Double kill.
Hello, let's do some damage. Skewer acquired.
Grapple jack.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base. Ordnance drop inbound. The flag is ours. Please call at your earliest convenience.
Now, show me what you can do.
Evil has survived. A dark figure wanders in the east. He must be stopped. At all costs.
from all of us. But he's my brother, and I.
He rigs every hour, señor presidente.
Hola, fascista. I recognize that voice. Let me ask you a question. When I am dead and Yara is burning, what exactly is your plan? Hold hands, sing songs around the fire?
Sure, I know just the song.
Time you learn about resolver, Danny. To take down Castillo, a guerrilla needs the right tool for the right job.
Keep talking.
It's a stealth operation. I got you covered. Taking out a high-value target? I have just what you need. You wanna blow shit up? Juan Cortez at your service. Everyone in Yara saw that shit.
What?
Wait a second. Who brought the rooster? Hey, whatever you need to get the job done, Danny.
Next time I see you, I want to play with that crazy backpack deal.
Resolver, Juan.
So do I.
foam punch. Welcome back to Shred-ageddon. Here's a new trick. Let's go. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is really good. Holy spluttering whip whoop.
Позабудь об этом дне, спор не нужен никому. Не читай нотации мне, мама, это ни к чему. Снова друзья мне твоим убегают, что меня тянет сюда, я не знаю. Без музыки мне оставаться надолго нельзя. Музыка нас связала, тайною наших знала. Всем уговорам держу я ответ, нас не разлучат, нет. To your promised land. You guide my hand.
In the first year of Grounded, millions of players kept busy with crafting,
celebrate, we present the Shroom and Doom update. It gives the people what they've been asking for. Like sitting. No, seriously, a lot of people want to sit. Pets for when you get sick of your human companions. And of course, mushrooms. But not those kinds. We've also got something that literally no one was asking for. The Brood Mother. She's so terrifying. You should probably turn on arachnophobia mode. Oh, even her blob scares the shit out of us. Go big. Or never go home. Oh, and it looks like we added achievements too. Nice.
You have shown an aptitude for applying lethal solutions to conflicted situations.
History is all around us. Those who made it have never been forgotten. Their daring choices echo across time, turning land into kingdoms and mortals into legends. If history was in your hands, what would you build? Would you go? be remembered for.
We begin by hearing an old, wise-sounding voice. And we see a quiet, peaceful setting. This will make our game seem big and important. Now, something must break the serenity. Will this creature be in the game? No. Say goodbye to it forever. Suddenly, and for no reason, people running. These pointless slow-motion shots make everything seem cool and should bolster pre-sale numbers. That wah sound can mean only one thing. We must gaze over an epic shot of a world, and there should be lens flares. Now we see our hero, but only their silhouette, because the developers haven't finished the design, or finished the story, or finished any gameplay that's actually ready to show. In fact, the only thing they have finished is the title.
you want right now. You could get it. Yeah, well, you can get it. Yeah, yeah, you can get it. Tell me where you want, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'ma give it love, 'cause we got nothing left to lose. I feel it from the start, you know I'm not going anywhere. I don't give a fuck. Tell me what you want, you can get it. Yeah, well, you can get it. Yeah, yeah, you can get it. You can get it. You can get it.
Hello, I'm Mike Brown, Creative Director at Playground Games, and I can't wait to show you what we've been working on. Horizon is known for fun, freedom, and beauty. This year, the Horizon Festival arrives in beautiful, diverse Mexico. This is the largest and most diverse open world ever in a Forza Horizon game. And there is no better car to explore it than the stunning AMG Project One Forza Edition. Rendered in unparalleled detail and with ray tracing in Forza Vista, thanks to the power of the Xbox Series consoles. I've invited along some of the team to help give you a taste of some of the amazing content that's waiting for you in Forza Horizon 5. Please welcome Bill, Maddie, Sierra, and Don from the Forza team.
Hey, Mike.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
And we also have Abraham with us as well. He's one of the talented actors who will be appearing in the game.
Bienvenidos a Mexico. I can't wait to show you what we've been working on.
We begin in the rainforest on an expedition. This is a new campaign mode in which you set out on an adventurous journey across Mexico to explore new locations and discover places for the festival to expand.
I'm on the river now. We're getting close.
There you are. How's the expedition going?
I'm racing a car through the Mexican jungle, Rami. Doesn't get much better than this. I can see some ruins up ahead.
Bienvenida Alpsmal. Look out for the flamingos. This city is still a jewel of Mayan architecture.
That's a peek at our adventurous campaign. But Forza Horizon has always been a game that's best enjoyed with others. Let's go and see what some of our other players are up to. The Xbox Series consoles allow us to capture every last detail, right down to the individual needles on these cholla cactus. The scene looks real, but there are no tricks. This is in-game. Maddie is behind the wheel of the AMG Project One Forza Edition in Mexico's lush, living desert. The perfect place to meet up with friends and head out for a drive. Thanks to the next generation of our Horizon Live servers, everyone else we see here are real players. And it looks like Maddie has been joined by some other members of the Forza team. Let's leave Maddie for a moment and head out to the coast and meet Don. Don is already on the move, exploring this idyllic seaside town. This is a recreation of Mexico that is honest, authentic, and filled with love. Speaking of, hold up, Don.
Oh, hey, what's up?
This is a mural by Mexican artist Farid Rueda. Just one of the many beautiful, faithful pieces of Mexico you'll find all over Forza Horizon 5. While Don drives down to the beach, we'll jump over to the Gran Caldera volcano. Check out this geology detail, implemented with precision accuracy using photogrammetry data captured on location atop an active Mexican volcano. The entire world has been recreated at this level of detail. And here's Sierra, in her favorite off-road buggy. The volcano Sierra and friends are exploring is the highest point ever in a Horizon game. And thanks to the power of the Xbox Series consoles, from up here we can see for miles in every direction. In the distance, we can just about make out Guanajuato. Let's take a closer look. Guanajuato is one of the most beautiful cities anywhere in the world. It's a colourful, undulating city full of vibrant architecture. It even has a sprawling network of tunnels. And these twisting, turning, overlapping streets mean that as well as looking good, it plays great too. As we see here, as Don is challenged in Horizon's open world battle royale, The Eliminator. While Don tries to win that race, the rest of our players are still out exploring this diverse open world. Let's head north to the canyon. The Horizon series is known for its uplifting beauty, and using our unique HDR camera rig, we captured 24-hour shoots of real Mexican skies at 12K resolution. And thanks to the Xbox Series consoles, these photorealistic skies result in lifelike lighting that dynamically changes every frame, making you feel like you're really there. Here's Maddie again. She's joined by Abraham and some other members of the team. Our players are using Forza Link, the new AI assistant that intelligently tracks the status of you and the people you meet online, and then helps you link up and play together. We'll now head deep into the rainforest and rejoin Bill and the rest of our players. Here we see our new volumetric lighting system, filling the scene with God rays as the sunlight dapples through the dense rainforest. A Horizon arcade minigame is about to start. Forza Link knows that Bill loves minigames, so it intelligently prompts Sierra to invite Bill. Bill accepts, and they're seamlessly linked together with their GPS route set. With that Horizon arcade minigame starting soon, all of our players are coming together. This minigame is called Piñata Pop, signaled by the Horizon cargo plane dropping a payload of piñatas.
Ooh, over this way. Gotta catch up to you guys.
Our players now have to work together to find and pop as many as they can.
Okay, go up here to the left.
There's loads along the main road.
Here I go!
I'll take a look through the bushes here.
There's some between the houses.
Oh, there's a couple more over here.
Sweet.
While the team grab those last few piñatas, we're going over to the stadium because I have one more thing to show you. This is Events Lab, the incredible new toolset that allows you to create your own races, game modes, and gameplay experiences. You customize everything, right down to the fundamental rules of the game. Forza Horizon 5 is the largest, most fun, and most beautiful open world we've ever built. And it will truly be an astounding showcase for the Xbox Series consoles when it comes to Xbox Game Pass this November 9th. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in Mexico later this year.
Team Xbox is on a mission to bring the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. That's why you, the gamer, are at the center of everything we do. Today, we showed you 30 games. 27 of them will be available on Xbox Game Pass. Now, through the end of the year, you can look forward to back-to-back monthly releases landing day one on Game Pass, led by 5 new titles from Xbox Game Studios, as well as highly anticipated games like Back 4 Blood, 12 Minutes, and The Ascent. And as we look ahead to next year, I'm inspired by the creativity of Bethesda and Xbox Game Studios. We showed you the highly anticipated RPG Starfield, coming exclusively to Xbox. But we also have some of the industry's best RPG storytellers working on Avowed, Fable, The Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, The Outer Worlds 2, and Elder Scrolls 6. We unveiled the stunning multiplayer mode for the world's most beloved shooter in Halo Infinite, adding to the roster of iconic Xbox shooters alongside Wolfenstein, Gears of War, Perfect Dark, and Doom. We premiered the most epic open-world racing game, Forza Horizon 5, bringing you a vibrant and authentic depiction of Mexico in a game built from the ground up for next gen, while the team at Turn 10 is hard at work on the next Forza Motorsport. Our growing family of 23 studios is devoted to advancing the medium we all love. Xbox has been here for 20 years, and that's because of you. Our team strives to make Xbox a place where you'll find the greatest games, the most dedicated developers, and the most passionate community. Together, we all make Xbox the best place to play. Before I go, there's one more thing. take a look at this brand new original game from the Arcane team at Bethesda, the studio that created Prey and Dishonored. Arcane created something new for them, an open-world immersive shooter that you can play alone or with your friends. And like Starfield, this game will be an Xbox exclusive.
Pobre bribón. I'm gonna have to take you apart again. Hey, Dev, anything in?
Ingredients exist too. Handable, 25 centimeters, dramatically elongated.
Go on, make yourself useful.
So, that was fun, right?
That's your cue, mate.
Sleep tight.
You know what this reminds me of? My time in the Himalayas.
Ready's later, Dad.
You think they can't kill you anytime they want?
Hey, asshole!
How do we always get into this shit?
In the field in Redfall, Massachusetts. Behind me, we are witnessing clear signs of cult activity as the locals engage.
Hey!
Really hope the video was worth it.
Everybody, fall back! People need to know what happened. Layla, with me. Get me on the roof now.
Thank you, Layla. You're the best. Oh, Jacob, don't even mention it.
Revan! Now or never!
Where's the other one? Where'd it go?
Give me a taste. Let bag.
Bloody hell.
Taste this, cabrona!
Watching you.
Ah! Jacob, there's something.
Thump goes the rabbit's heart.
Oh, shit. Dev's gonna love this one.
You better have a plan, Jacob.
Yep. Don't miss.
Don't touch me!
Look! A new one!
Bribón, venate! Go, go!
Kill me. End me. You can't break the blood trends. It's only just begun.
Yeah, I think there's vampire in this.
Really? What does it taste like? Be specific.
Like blood and death and strawberry.
Sun's coming up. Let's keep moving.
Let's keep moving.
Sure thing, Edgar Allan Bro.
That's a good one.
Do you think things will ever go back to normal?
Would you want to go back to normal?
Not if I still have to pay my student loans.
wonder that place in our dreams we can disappear into a world beyond.
Bring me that horizon.
If we can imagine and know what to do, we can fall into the blue. A world beyond.
Halo Infinite!
Yes!
Okay, down on one knee, sir.
Okay, yes.
Down on one knee.
Yes.
Spartan,
Yes.
stand.
Oh, wow! I just got knighted. Okay,
Yes,
I'm all about that.
I was like, if we're gonna talk about Halo, we gotta like bring it, okay?
I'm down. That was amazing.
Plasma sword over
Yeah. Top to bottom, 10 out of 10. Put it in my veins. Do it again. Run it back. I don't know, but that was awesome. I think that's like what that was like the perfect mix of like just a few informative little bits, but what gamers love is just trailer after trailer, hit after hit. I mean, really, there were a lot of great games that they announced. It's insane.
I love your enthusiasm right now. I don't even know where to start either. We got to see a little bit of the story. There's new AI. I loved her personality. I thought that she was absolutely adorable.
Yeah, for Halo Infinite, it was. I mean, I think like Halo Infinite, we knew that it was going to come, right?
Yeah.
It was a game that was supposed to release last year. It had, I guess a really lukewarm response visually, and then Xbox just hits it out of the park. You know, they did such a great job, and then also showing off multiplayer like that. That looked like big team battle, and I love big team battle.
Oh.
So I'm all about that. And yeah, it was really, really well done.
When we got to multiplayer, you were definitely like head over heels. You were like like, I am here for this. All the nostalgia feels. I also thought the environment looked fantastic. Like you were saying, there were a lot of conversations when the gameplay was revealed, but everything that I saw animation-wise, like I was impressed.
By the way, so normally for our E3 polls, we're only able to fit 6 games. But our
so
crew
much great stuff.
was like, there's just too many games. So there's 7 games in the poll right now. So get out there and vote. I mean, there's actually a lot of hype centered around, well, you know, what we just saw.
For sure.
Redfall looked really, really cool. Stalker 2 looked incredible. We got a Psychonauts 2 release date. It's just, there's so much to talk about. Where do you want to start? I know we talked about Halo. Where do you want to go from here?
To be honest, Redfall, I'm all about a sexy, violent vampire. When he showed up, I was just like, okay, I'm here for it. And all the villains, I was totally blown away. The flame hair, the wraith-like character. And I like the protagonist as well. The hooded man with like the bird and it just like went off in the distance. So cinematically, I was like, okay, I'm into this story. I want to see more. It was funny because we were hooting and hollering the entire presentation. When Redfall came on in the end, we were all dead silent. And I think just really excited about a new IP.
Yeah, exactly. A new IP from Arcane Studios, makers of Prey, which is another phenomenal game if you haven't played it, which, by the way, on Game Pass, so check that out. I think like there's just so much excitement around this Bethesda Xbox crossover to really get the best of both worlds here. And it also goes to show, too, the not only the investment, but the trust that Xbox has in Bethesda to bring some real fire on that stage. You know, that they put Halo in the middle of the show, and I thought Halo was going to open the show. And they opened and closed with Bethesda games. Which goes to show the faith that they have in that team to churn out massive hits for their games.
Yeah, and they said Redfall is probably going to be similar to an epic RPG with what we're going to see with Starfield. Opening with Starfield, that just made me smile.
Beautiful.
And then 25 years in the making, the release date reveal, we all went wild. We're like, 11/11/22.
There really is a lot. And you know, I said this to the crew when we were watching, if they just give me, you know, like what we got with Oblivion, what we got with Fallout, right? If you just give me open world space adventure, that's fine. You just wrap me up in a little ball. I'll wait till 2022 and I'll be right in there like swimwear. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, spaceships, robots. I'll be honest, we didn't see a lot, but we were like, that was enough. That was enough.
It was enough
like,
to tide it over.
I'm totally here for it. I also want to talk about Psychonauts.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I mean, we've been waiting so long, since 2005. That makes me feel very old.
Yeah, it's been a while
we're
since
aging
we got that.
ourselves a little bit there. But it's interesting, actually, because Michael was talking to us about how he actually played it. I'm sure he'll elaborate on that later. But we're like, we've been waiting.
Yeah, he saw it at a showcase. He didn't get to play it, but he saw it at a showcase.
He said he got to play.
I don't know, but he'll clarify later.
Okay,
but
he'll clarify. No, he said he got to play a little bit, and so he's like, we've been waiting.
This game looked finished, and we thought it was going to come out in 2019. Then we thought it was going to come out in 2020. Then obviously we, you know, got blipped, and 2020 didn't happen. So now we're going to get it here in 2021, and it's so short. It's so close. August, was it 23rd or something like that? It really, I'm really pumped for that one.
To clarify, I think it was an early.
Show like what that team is able to make over there and the quality that they churn out. It is outstanding.
I think what stood out to me was just that they're really focused on making it perfect. You know what I mean? Like they're putting a lot of time and they want it to be quality.
Speaking of perfect, by the way, Forza.
My little.
I mean, we're seeing shots of Psychonauts here.
Yes.
There were moments, people, when we were watching. I know you guys at home felt the same way, okay? Where it looked like a picture. It looked like it existed. It does exist in the real world, but it looked like that it wasn't the video game, and it was the like, how do they, like, Playground manages to pull off magic every single time? I mean, the visuals are wild. And then on top of that, they add these fun game modes. You know, their Battle Royale mode is back. This Pinata mode, which is, I think, a subtle way of saying we're never going to get Viva Pinata again. So there's just a lot of really cool things that they added with Forza Horizon. And that also build your own track creator, like the challenges you could make. Oh my goodness, Jackie, there's so much to discuss.
So this is my thing with Forza Horizon 5. I am an awful driver in real life, but I feel
Yeah.
like I can play racing games decently. And then I can drive around in a jungle or a desert, and if I hit a cactus, it's okay.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
it ain't,
okay. It's okay
It
if you
ain't
hit
a
a
big deal when you're doing it in a video game.
Drive safe, kids.
Yes, please drive safe.
safe.
We fully encourage that, but I'm just a really awful driver, so when we see a game like Forza, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can
Never get in a
chill,
car with Jackie,
I can
everyone.
have fun. That is a fact.
Never get in a
That
car
is
with Jackie.
definitely a fact. I did want to talk about Replaced a little bit. I might have gotten lost in
Yeah.
the pack of like all these great games. It had a very classic twist to it. This is one you got really excited for. It was
Yes.
post-apocalyptic side scroller with some 3D effects to
Oh,
it. You and I
visually.
were both like, this looks so fun.
Yeah, it's that HD 2D thing that we're starting to see
Yeah.
more. We got a little taste of that with Project Triangle Strategy, which was announced a little while ago. It's a tactical game on the Switch. And we're starting to see more
Yeah.
of that happening, and I love that art style. Gorgeous. There were just so many games, and I just want to say real fast, Outer
What do you
Worlds
want to say?
freaking 2!
Yes.
Yes, that was
Yes.
a pleasant surprise. I am actually in my second playthrough of Outer Worlds right now,
Oh.
and I love that game so much. The expansions, amazing.
Look at this animation.
And we were back and forth because we were like,
We were like, what is this?
we're like, this isn't Fable because it looks really weird, you know? And then you know, once you hear the witty dialogue, and we have these earpieces on, so it was kind of hard to hear it.
Yeah.
But once we had the witty dialogue and you know, you saw the Moon Man turn around, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Spacer's choice, baby. Spacer's choice.
Golden Boy, I had all these titles to get through, but we don't have time to talk about it. So just
We don't have
throw
time.
them away.
Throw them all away.
We're going to, I think, hand it over to Greg with our folks over there.
It's not fair.
Greg,
Why is he getting
you
to
don't
talk
get
about
the plasma sword. You don't get the plasma sword. Ha, ha, ha.
Well. Thank you, Jackie and Golden Boy, for trying to talk about every Xbox game so we would have nothing to talk about in this panel. But luckily, with more than 30 games being talked about, we still have plenty of ground to cover. So let's go around the room real quick to start off. Dan, we'll go this way on the horseshoe. What was the most hype? What was the game? What can't you stop thinking about right now?
Eiyuden Chronicle, a spiritual successor to Suikoden, one of the greatest JRPGs of all time, over 100 recruitable characters.
Yeah.
I'm very proud to have backed that game on Kickstarter, to see it here in the showcase, just getting so many new eyes on it. It is a phenomenal looking game, and I can't wait to get my hot little hands on it in 2023 and 2022.
I was going to say, how do you feel about there being the 2022 one
I
and
mean,
then a 2023
that was a surprise to
version?
me, so I'm stoked. I can't wait.
Okay. Avi?
I do have to say that you also convinced me a little bit. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of this before, but your enthusiasm, I'm like, okay.
I am here to help spread the good
What
word
a
of Eiyuden
gorgeous art
Chronicle.
style. You know
Yes,
what I
it
mean?
looks
Yeah,
incredible.
exactly.
So pretty. I mean, Redfall. I definitely was not expecting that. I was sitting here going like, that's Fable though, right? That's Fable though, right? That's Fable though, right? We didn't get any of that. We got like a small little mention, but still Redfall, no one knew that was coming.
Sure.
Like Jackie was saying, we got like Big Daddy and Mommy Vampires coming out of nowhere, which I clearly
We
have a
know
bias
that's your
towards.
thing. We
I
know that's your
know!
thing, all right?
I know. But that game looks incredible. All the different weapons that they were showcasing. You had the woman who was like levitating people with the special purple powers that she had going on. We had, what they call him, Edgar Allan Bro with the bird. And then like the UV ray light gun. I'm like, I never thought of dealing with vampires that way before. So that is just incredible to me.
100%, I can see that. Yeah, and especially for Arcane coming out swinging, right? Showing what they can do, what their style is.
Yeah.
Obviously, the trailer for it would be interesting to see what we actually get from it when we get gameplay for it. For me, I got my wish, which of course was a 12 minutes release date. 12 minutes coming August 19th. Can't wait. Obviously, a great cast, but a great concept of that Groundhog Day. How can we get out of this one situation in this one room? Michael, what about you?
The Outer Worlds 2, that was a genuine surprise because Obsidian is one of my favorite developers. When they come out with RPGs, they go wild on them. And Outer Worlds was like one of my favorite games of the past couple years.
Sure.
So when you think Obsidian, you're probably thinking about Avowed, which was revealed a little while back.
I'm thinking New Vegas, all right? But if
Well,
you're talking about
what I'm talking
maybe
about-
I'm thinking of Grounded, which I've also played and enjoyed.
No, I'm talking about like what you expect next from that.
Sure.
Yeah, but like Fallout New Vegas. If y'all ain't played Fallout New Vegas, it's on Game Pass. Y'all should check that out. But yeah, that is one of my favorite Western RPGs of all time. Fallout New Vegas. So obviously, Outer Worlds was fire. Outer Worlds 2, that was like completely unexpected. So I think that element of surprise is sometimes what we miss during gaming conventions. And
Sure.
that's what they brought with Outer Worlds 2.
Well, especially with what we're talking about coming off the year 2020 was, right?
Yes.
Where so many things got delayed, slipped, there's been so many leaks. Like, yeah, E3 is about those surprises, about this kind of thing. So the fact that they were able to do it and just put it up there, right? Just show you the trailer and be and
There's
do
no
the
gameplay. There's no gameplay. It's all good.
And
It's
real
all
quick,
good.
while we're on this trailer, was everybody else's vibe? Were you ready for it to turn into Fable at any second? I know it's not traditional Fable, obviously, from the gameplay, but the inherent humor they were doing.
Exactly. It was the narrator and starting off, because I know the Fable trailer that we kind of got last year was like a little fairy going through the forest. And I'm like, that's the forest. That's the forest. We're going in. And then it's like, and then you got here. And
Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. We weren't sure where we were going to end up with that one. Damon, you had your mention of Perfect Dark.
A mention, yeah.
What about it stands out, though?
Wait, what? What about Perfect Dark?
No, about Xbox E3.
Oh, I'd probably. Can you guess what I would pick?
I'm sure
it was replaced.
Oh yeah.
Super Damie game, amazing pixel art, and I love a good 2D cinematic platformer or brawler, whatever it ends up being. But that game definitely caught my eye.
Yeah, great art style, right? And that was another one going through. Like, is this last night? What are we talking? Like, where are we at? What game is this? And then have it come out and be something new. That was great. Yeah.
to refresh, that was the one where it was the family with the dog.
No, that was Somerville.
That's
I also like that one.
Somerville, I'm all
Okay.
about. Somerville, I'm all about.
That one's former Playdead developers, so Limbo Inside.
Okay,
I missed that.
like
Jump ship. Okay.
Excited, but then at the same time, the dog kept disappearing. So I'm going, can my heart take it if the dog disappears? But
when you got like weird purple javelins coming down from Alien, that dog ain't making it in at least one playthrough. I'm sure there's a happy ending. I'm sure the whole family makes it through, but I don't think you have to worry about that overall. So now the question I think becomes, is this the best E3 press conference we've seen so far? Like,
hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
It was an easy question. Yeah, I think Xbox really came out and delivered on this.
Yeah,
one, right?
and like Bethesda did too, because you start with Starfield, which we actually saw something from Starfield and a release date and all that, and it's also going to be like a full next gen game. There's so much to talk about. But then they also bookend it with Redfall, so it's like Bethesda are the highlights of us. So it's like, yes, we have Halo, we have the expected Xbox franchises like Forza, but to start and to end with Bethesda, like, we spent that money. It's about to pay off. You know what I'm saying? So.
Again, we were talking about Jackie and Golden Boy eating up so much oxygen. One of the things I want to talk about, right? They just yak. Let's talk about all the big games. But there were so many things we haven't even touched on. Again, with more than 30 titles. Something that stood out for me that I wasn't expecting was the Sea of Thieves crossover. With Right? I have had multiple friends on me that I need to play Sea of Thieves.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it was like a real lifeline for me during the pandemic because I was able to connect with my friends in a way that we couldn't do in person because we couldn't hang out, so we could take to the high seas and just wreak endless havoc. It's like a sandbox for chaos. Anything you want to do, you can make it happen there. And to see a massive license like Pirates of the Caribbean come into this, it fits so well narratively and diegetically, but also the gameplay potential there is really exciting too because you really want more quests that are story-driven in that game in between just the random things that happen when you're out and about in the world. So I'm super excited for it. And it's a free content update too.
So talk to me about that. How much content is there in Sea of Thieves right now in terms of storyline stuff? Because if I can interject, one of the things that scared me off was in the beginning it was content light. Okay, and I know they've added stuff to it, but Grounded spoke to me a lot as a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fan. And I had put in a lot of time, or not a lot of time, but like a few nights into Grounded when that launched, and it was the same thing of like, cool, now every week we're going to give you a little bit of a reason. I'm like, oh, okay, like there's not enough here. Is Sea of Thieves right now already before this stuff content complete in a way that's like...
I would say yes. I think that there is enough content to satisfy you at this point. It really depends on what you want to do. If you're the kind of person that likes to really grind out reputation and unlock achievements and things like that, you can do that. You can grind it out with all these different sort of daily quests, but there's enough tall tales and other quests you can do where you get that narrative in there. But I'm excited to see how this brings in a very purposeful narrative in a more structured way than what you already have in there, because for so many players, they've already reached the end game. They are pirate legends. This will give them a reason to set sail on the high seas once more.
Of course, yeah. And then I think the presentation and the production value of Disney having all
yeah,
right, yeah. Avi, what else do you want to talk about? What jumps out here for you?
So I mean, I started screaming about it, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy. But Slime Rancher,
Slime Rancher,
Slime Adventure too. Like, I know that not too many people had picked it up, or they just saw like the cute gifs and stuff on social media. But it's a game where you go around and collect slimes that are shaped like animals, and then you breed them, and you just kind of get to keep collecting them.
Whoa.
Well, you can make bigger slimes, different slimes. You can combine the slimes. You can feed the slimes. It's a cute game. Just appreciate the cuteness.
Oh, yeah.
You
I mean,
sit
it's
down and you
gorgeous,
relax.
right?
with
It looks
it, right?
Yeah. So is it like, I think one of the things I saw in the Kind of Funny Games chat over and over again was Viva Pinata. Does this give you that same kind of vibe of like, it's chill, we're doing something, obviously you're breeding things like Viva Pinata.
I thought it was funny when someone had said like, oh, looking at the Forza, we're not getting Viva Pinata back after running all of them over, but it does have like a very similar feel. Like you could see you're picking up all the slimes right here. There's a bunny slime, there's a bat slime, and you basically kind of create these own little pens and environments for them, and then you feed them and stuff. So it is a very chill game, similar to Viva Pinata. You're not going in trying to, you can min-max things, but it's just chill. And then those are bad slimes. The icky goo-goos.
They deserved what they got there. Okay,
yeah, no, you blow those up.
Gotcha.
I hate to see it.
Again, as driving for release dates and things that I've wanted for a long time from Xbox, finally getting Flight Sim on Xbox Series X, right?
Pretty cool Top Gun crossover too.
That was what I was gonna do. And ladies and gentlemen, you said, why is Greg Miller been doing all these bomber jacket Top Gun references? Let me tell you, I did not know that was gonna happen, but you will be getting a lot more of them when you go to e3expo.com/shop, all right? But yeah, like the fact that this is actually finally dropping and we're gonna be able to go out there and do that on the console, again, I'm so stoked for that, let alone, the idea of being Maverick now and up there.
That's what's up, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's gorgeous right there. Damon, anytime you want me to fly you back to Kansas, give me a call. Come on over. Get in there. I'll be all set.
I think overall, the conference, I enjoyed it. It was good, maybe great. I'm still mulling it over in my head. But I do think there were a couple missteps that are worth noting.
Talk to me.
I think it's interesting that that Starfield gets a 2022 release date, but still no release date for Halo Infinite.
Holiday.
I mean, yeah.
Holiday. I know. I'm not
Really, it was supposed to be there at launch with the Series X. So
of course.
I don't know about that.
Don't you think that comes down to the fact of right now, they're confident they can hit by the end of the year, but just not on a date. And they can't do it again.
So.
They don't want to be a punchline yet again on
It's going to be like the Halo 2 ARG. You have to find out what holiday they're referring to specifically.
That'll be the easiest way to track it down, right? Yeah. Michael, as we keep swinging back, what else stood out to you?
Psychonauts 2, because that's coming soon. I know Golden Boy was talking about it and Jackie was talking about it, but I did not. Please don't. But I love Psychonauts because it's surreal, it's different, it's experimental, and it's kind of the game that, Double Fine has been acquired by Microsoft, but they still have that independent spirit where they could do wild things. And Psychonauts has always been like that cult classic back in 2005. When are we going to see it again? When are we going to be Raz again? Like, I think they're very creative.
You played, of course, the genre-defining PSVR title they did. Psychonauts and the
Rhombus of Ruin.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, damn, my bad. I forgot about that. Damn, Tim Schafer's gonna
So did the world. So did the world. Don't worry about it.
Psychonauts 2 is coming out soon. I can't wait to play it. It's mad whimsical, and I think that's very important to balance out a lot of the violent shootery types of games.
Damon, you got about 20 seconds. Anything else?
Anything? Oh, I also was impressed with Eiyuden Chronicles. I've never played Suikoden, but I know that I would love Suikoden. So now I get to experience like a modern day take on Suikoden.
Jared Petty's heart just broke somewhere. You said you've never played Suikoden.
It's not the first time I've broken Jared Petty's heart.
All right, fine. Huge news from Xbox, and we've got even more to show off. We got 3 former Xbox leaders to sit down.
Hello, E3. This is Dean Takahashi, and I'm very pleased to have this panel of sort of a reunion of Xbox leaders here, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves as well. Let's start with Shane Kim.
I'm Shane Kim. I spent 20 years at Microsoft, and most of that time, thankfully, was spent in the Xbox business. In fact, I joined the games business with Ed. Got to participate in an incredible time in the Xbox history with the launch of Xbox and the Xbox 360, where we really competed pretty fiercely with Sony and had some great times, including the launch of Halo 3 in 2007. So really great to be here.
And it's Robbie Bach.
Hey, everybody. My name's Robbie Bach. Like Shane, I was at Microsoft for a little over 20 years. I spent some time in the office business and then moved over to the consumer area in 1997. And joined Ed and Shane working on the PC games business. And then when Xbox got started, there was a guy named Rick Thompson who was going to run it, and Rick decided to leave Microsoft.
Great, and Ed Fries.
Yeah, I'm Ed Fries. Like these guys, I was at the company about 20 years, starting in the mid-'80s, and took over the games business mid '90s with Shane, and we grew it as much as we could on the PC side, and then this crazy Xbox project came along that we all did our best to make happen, and
still betting on the games business.
Absolutely, love the game business.
Let's start with Robbie. So Robbie, what do you remember as the most important lesson of creating the X?
Well, so I'm not the technical person, nor am I actually particularly a gaming person. So my lessons are going to be a little bit more on the business side of it. And the two big ones I took away from this time period are one, strategy is really important because the first version of Xbox didn't have a lot of it. It was just about sort of getting things done. And the second version, we really focused on strategy. And then the second thing I'd say is it took us quite a while to build sort of a culture as a team. Xbox team went from 0 to 100 miles an hour really quickly. And so we hired a lot of people, and there was a lot of incredible individual talent and not a lot of good team work at the beginning. And when we got the team working better together, things really started to move. And strategy and teamwork are super obvious lessons, I know.
Content is king, right? I mean, I think that's we learned that. And I think this is where we did a lot of things really well with Microsoft Game Studios. We figured out that exclusive content was going to matter in the battle, especially versus Sony.
I agree with these guys completely. I mean, the first Xbox was about us running as fast as we could to meet a date, and then after that we could breathe and reflect on all the things we did wrong, and I think you really could see that thinking expressed in Xbox 360, and saw it do better. So.
Well, Shane, let's get you the next one here. What are some contributions that your colleagues here made, I guess, to the whole effort? Like, what do you give them credit for?
That's a hard question.
Dangerous.
No, I think I'm not going to say this just because he's on the call, but I think Ed deserves a ton of credit. I mean, I owe a lot to Ed personally and professionally. I mean, Ed brought me into the games group in the 90s. I'm not, like Robbie, I'm not a technical guy. I'm not a gamer. I think that's really well known. And Ed gave me a chance, first starting on the business side and then on the content side, which led, I think, to a lot of fun and success for me personally. Ed was one of those guys who really drove at home. And, he first had the vision for Microsoft becoming a bigger player in games. First of all, that was on the PC side. And then when the Xbox project came along, he really drove that. And I don't think without Ed's credibility with Bill and Steve that project really would have happened. And Ed, I think also Ed gets a lot of credit because he, and others, of course, found Halo and Bungie and brought that into the Microsoft family. And that clearly was a critical success factor for us. And the other guy I would credit, I think deserves a lot of credit is Jay Allard. While I wasn't as privy to everything that Jay did, I think, when he was running the platform team, he had the vision to, drive Xbox Live. I believe he deserves a lot of credit for us not putting a telephone jack in the back of the original Xbox and just sticking to an Ethernet connector. And
I remember Robbie making that decision.
And then Robbie, of course, deserves kudos because just getting the project off the ground in the first place is what I remember the most. Everything else that happened after that, we were committed to it. So we worked through a lot of problems, obviously, and learned a lot as we went along the way. But just getting it done, these two guys deserve a ton of credit.
Well,
that hurt.
I think that this project, to be successful, needed so many different expertise, and so I came with kind of a product, making something technical background and a passion for games, but I had never run a business before, and without Shane, there's no way that we would have grown the game business, from the mid 90s like we did. I mean, so many different things had to come together in a short amount of time to make this happen. So it was really a team effort.
Dean, I was talking with Phil Spencer in email the other day, and he said sometimes he get asked who was the father of Xbox, and the answer you just heard is the right answer. There was just a really interesting collection of people as a team, and they weren't actually particularly alike. Figuring out how we worked to the thing I said before as a team was super important, and everybody got to play key roles at key times. I know it sounds sort of cliche, but it's actually how it played out. And Shane and Ed absolutely played those key roles as they described.
So now we've pissed off everybody whose name we haven't mentioned, right? But one person that comes to mind, I'm going to save all you guys here with this answer, but the one person who comes to mind is having the vision for this and to actually get it off the ground. I have this admiration now for Bill Gates. Being willing to lose something like maybe $4 billion on the first Xbox, and so who else has that kind of will these days? I mean, look at some of the other companies. Like
I might flip it around a little and say that once the company gets big enough, it really needs to go after big projects. And that was actually a problem at Microsoft at that time, was they couldn't find projects big enough to matter relative to the Office business and the Windows business. And so this was a project that was big enough to matter. Robbie could probably talk to this better than I could, but.
No, you're spot on, Ed. And I actually think both Bill and Steve, look, there were other people in the first 2 or 3 years of Xbox, senior leaders inside the company who wanted to kill it. That's not new news, right? We were losing a lot of money.
On every project at Microsoft, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. We were losing a lot of money. Wall Street wasn't happy about it. People thought Microsoft was crazy being hardware. But Bill and Steve, once they got on board at the beginning, were incredibly steadfast about it. And to Ed's point, I think it was the fact that it was so big, it was a chance to break through.
I'd also add, and I think it's different today when you look at the company of Microsoft in 2021 versus 2000. But it's important to remember back then, I've always thought that Microsoft was a platform company, particularly then, and we fought very hard to establish platforms like Windows and like Office. And we looked at the Xbox business opportunity as another one of those platform wars. That Sony, if you remember, had incredible success with the PlayStation 2. And I think a large part of the company strategy was we just could not cede the home territory to Sony unfettered without competing in that space. And that's why another reason why I believe, Bill, Steve, and the company were willing to make that investment, because we just needed to go compete with Sony.
Good. I think you're all back in good standing with Bill Gates now, so we'll move on. So, Ed, did you see particular challenges that were like totally surprising to you, or like challenges that maybe were just underestimated at the very beginning there?
Yeah, I mean, I think we were all super naive, which is kind of a good thing, I think, when you're going into a project. If you knew all the troubles you were going to have and how difficult it would be, you probably would never do anything. But yeah, I think the biggest thing was that we had never made a console game, right? And now we're going to make a console and a whole lineup of console games in less than 2 years. I mean, it was super, super ambitious. And, fortunately, we had a near infinite amount of resources. So you'd think that would make it possible to do the impossible, but it just made it somewhat possible, I guess. We made a bunch of bets, and, one in particular really came through with Halo. The hardware barely came together in time, as I remember it. There were a lot of moving pieces that just kind of had to come together. And I think actually, when you take the net of it, we did pretty well on that first launch.
Like, there were challenges everywhere. I mean, we didn't have a supply chain. We didn't have a real retail sales force. We didn't have an operations team. Our best hardware at that point was a Microsoft mouse. We had some PC games, but no console games. Xbox Live didn't exist. Broadband was just getting started. I mean, I could go on.
Other than that, though, it was all.
I could go on. I could go on for a long time. One thing Ed didn't mention, which I think was particularly impressive and really changed the industry in a huge way is the bet on Halo wasn't just the bet on Halo, a game from a company called Bungie. It was a category bet too. First-person shooters were like unheard of in the console space. I mean, there'd been like one that had been successful at that point, and now you look at the console space and it's completely different. And so that to me was a transformative change. And kudos to Ed, Shane, and the Bungie team. But that was a really transformative change. And I didn't understand that when we bought Bungie. I had no idea that we were not only betting on a content company, but betting on the ability to create an entire new category on a console. That was, to me, just new territory.
I think most people doubted whether or not Halo could be successful on Xbox precisely because of that, because they hadn't been done. And then Halo's impact also, like you say, can't just be measured in terms of its success as a game franchise, but Halo in terms of driving multiplayer on Xbox Live when Xbox Live launched as well was, significant. So when we joke that content drives hardware and platforms, it's not really a joke. It had an incredible effect on Xbox and Xbox Live.
Now, Robbie, was there a pivotal moment where you thought, hey, this might actually work out?
So yeah, there is, and it's a weird moment for me to identify because it's not like something special, some game did well or we sold a bunch of units or something like that. But it was the E3. I'm gonna get the year wrong, but I think it's 2003. Might have been 2004. Electronic Arts agreed to join Xbox Live. Everybody forgets that at the beginning, Electronic Arts wasn't on Xbox Live, and so I'm standing on stage with Don Matrick and all these sports athletes from EA Sports, and then Muhammad Ali comes on stage.
I'm just gonna leave it.
And I know that's a weird thing to identify, but somehow people walked away from that, in my mind, saying, okay, these guys are huge stars. And that made a lot of things a lot easier. And I know it wasn't the fact that Muhammad Ali was on stage, but it's just such an iconic moment for me. That's kind of burned into my memory, and I won't forget it.
I'll say, since we're picking strange moments, and Ed was gone at this time, but it's not the best moment in our history, but when Xbox 360 had its technical issues after its launch, and the company stepped up and provided at that time an unprecedented warranty, and the Xbox 360 survived and in fact thrived after that. I mean, that's the real Tylenol moment for those of us old enough to remember something like that, where a brand can survive a hit like that and actually really come back super strong. You forget that Halo 3 did not launch until 2007. So 2 years after the launch of the Xbox 360, and still Xbox 360 was able to get off to a great start there. And I think once we survived that, I think certainly I felt very confident in our ability to compete in a big way with Sony and Nintendo.
Thank you for pointing out I had nothing to do with the Red Ring. Sometimes that gets brought up, and I have to explain the history. So, for me, honestly, it would be launch day of the original Xbox. Up to that point, E3 that before that launch was pretty bad. Early reviews of Halo were sketchy. Wasn't clear that the hardware was going to make it. I mean, It was a lot of things, and to see everything come together, to be standing there in Times Square with Bill Gates, and watch him give away the first Xbox, and it just kind of almost magically everything came together that night, and it really felt like this was the start of something big.
And lastly, I have a quick one for Robbie here. Robbie, do you see Microsoft's gaming strategy as being very different today versus the early days of the Xbox?
Yeah, I think it's actually changed quite a bit. Microsoft has become more of an enterprise place since we left, and yet gaming is more important there now than it was when we were there, I think. And so I think that's an interesting dynamic. I think Satya looks at Phil in the gaming business as people are kind of out at the cutting edge of technology. and they are driving new trends and new ideas, and those ideas can come back and help the rest of the company. So, in many respects, I mean, he's not, maybe he'll watch this, I don't know, but probably not, but maybe, who knows? Phil deserves a lot of credit for shaping what I think now is a really great business for Microsoft. And, Phil worked with Shane and Ed and learned a lot from them, but I think he's put the business in a very good place.
Well, thank you for the reunion, everybody, and we'll have to do this again in either 10 or 20 years.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dean.
All right.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
All right, so even though we are still this far out from the Xbox conference,
Look at you with your papers here.
I'm
Oh,
a professional.
official.
We still haven't talked about Hades coming to Game Pass.
Oh,
we
looks
still
so
haven't
good.
talked about Stalker 2.
Oh.
I don't hear anybody talk about Shredders. There's just too much information.
So
the
much.
Ascent being shown again, which looks dynamite and dope, and I can't wait for.
Yeah.
What a conference that was.
Yeah.
It was so much. It was. I thought Xbox delivered. Like
100%.
they came out, and also Xbox being bold. They were like Xbox exclusive.
Yeah, yeah.
Xbox exclusive. Like I was
Yeah.
like, okay, they're stepping up.
Everyone,
I
all
appreciate that.
hail the Lord and Savior Game Pass, because that was there
Oh.
left and right as well.
Yeah,
I know.
that too. By the way,
Do you want to play with it?
yes.
You can
Now-
take it away.
I have the wrong show. But yeah, I just want to say, guys, Halo was amazing.
We know Halo was
We
amazing.
know you're a fan.
How do we
That
know
samurai
Halo was
Spartan
amazing?
suit. Oh.
We of course heard you screaming. We of course saw you talking
He cried
on the
a little
camera.
bit, yeah.
We have the reactions. They have the reactions ready
Cue
to
it up.
see. These are not
Yeah,
canned. This
that's
is
me.
legitimately happening. This is
Yeah,
how he watches
yes.
the show.
Oh, Avi.
There's
Avi
Amelie. She's just-
Chan.
Some stuff too. Then back to
Battlefield. Oh, I was so excited for Battlefield. Yeah.
Look at you,
yeah.
a kid on Christmas morning. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
But did you see the? We
I
didn't
could
even.
just watch
You went
Golden
through all
Boy.
your notes. We didn't even talk about Battlefield.
I'm telling you,
We
that's how
didn't.
dense the
There
show
was so much.
Yeah.
There was
so much to talk about. Look at you
truly.
and Michael here. Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was hype too. Got a lot of
See,
great moments.
And again, this is how you know it was a great E3 press conference.
Yeah, man.
That's the reactions you want, right? Especially not having it live in
My
person,
face.
not hearing an audience, right? But
Yeah,
getting to
that's
see
Halo.
that.
My
Yeah,
arm got a
that's Halo.
cameo. I was punching you.
Yep.
There you go.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's
Yeah.
all about.
Little
Smiling
Amelie.
and screaming. Yeah.
Do we have Dan's reaction when was it Ueden? I forget the name of it. When Ueden Chronicles came
Yeah.
out. I mean, the man was yelling at the top of his lungs. He kept yelling about how he financed it on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
He just kept talking about Kickstarter. It felt like he's finally getting his money's worth. He was a happy guy. He was a happy guy.
We were
And
talking. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, on top of all the
Yeah.
games and stuff we showed, then they snuck it into the very end, which pissed me off, but I'm glad they did it, the Xbox mini fridge.
Yes.
Ah, the Xbox Mini.
I was behind this on
fridge.
Twitter. I'm one of the reasons we got it enough likes, or they won the Twitter competition.
Yep.
Thanks to me retweeting it, and now we are all going to be able to give them
well,
our
are you
money.
taking credit for it?
I
It
put the
was-
Xbox mini fridge on the map, and you
Okay.
need to know it.
As a proud owner of an Xbox mini fridge.
Oh, how much did you pay for it?
We're
How much did you
flexing
pay
here.
for
Actually,
it?
it was sent to me by my good friend Dwayne The
Back
Rock
it up.
Johnson.
Put the sword down. Put the sword down. You're making me a little scared. Now I don't know if I should have given that to you or
But it
not.
was really, it's an awesome fridge. So you guys are gonna love it.
Little
But I already
flex
have it
there.
because I'm
Yeah,
famous.
just
Yeah, just a little
just a little.
I'm
flex
famous
there.
because my friend The Rock sent it to me. What's up, DJ?
Are
How
you
doing, buddy?
aware? Because of our video yesterday, Ryan Reynolds followed me on Twitter today. So.
Wow.
Okay,
really?
can we all stop flexing? Cut
didn't
him
follow
off.
me.
Cut him off. Cut
He
him
was
off.
in Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Didn't tag you on purpose.
Wow.
Jackie, you want
Do you think he would have followed you after that comment, though?
I probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
to be
no, I
fair.
don't think it
You
would
want to talk
happen.
about Stalker 2? Another game we haven't actually
I
talked
mean,
about?
honestly, I thought it was eerie. It was this creepy post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
world. When the guy was dancing alone to that creepy music box, I was like, I'm here for this. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to see more. So that was definitely at the top of my list, I think. I thought Bethesda stole the show, though, to be
Couldn't
quite
agree
fair.
more. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we're getting things started. Xbox, your time is over. It is, ladies and gentlemen, 9
Let's just walk
minutes.
over. Come on.
17
All right, I'm going.
seconds.
We're going.
Wait, but this is the wrong brand. Wrong brand.
No, this is my moment.
Oh,
this
sorry.
is me
Go
as an
back.
Avengers fan.
Go
Greg,
back.
there's no lighting there. There's
Don't worry about
We'll
it,
stand
everybody.
here.
It's getting there. We're doing it. It's about time. When we return, ladies and gentlemen, Square Enix takes the spotlight. Stick around, find out what's next.
Okay, watch.
a part of Play For All, GameSpot will be bringing you the latest gaming news and announcements, interviews with developers, the biggest press conferences, and lots more. Play For All is our yearly online event that combines the excitement and announcements of E3 with charity live streams the following week, with lots of special guests who are going to help us raise money for able gamers. So join us in June for E3 and Play For All on GameSpot.com, YouTube.com/GameSpot, Twitch.tv/GameSpot, and as a part of the E3's official broadcast. See you then.
篝火营地是中国领先的游戏媒体，创立于2018年，致力于为全世界的中文游戏玩家提供专业、精准、迅速的资讯情报。篝火营地立足于中国，与多家国际一流游戏媒体同行达成正式内容合作关系，源源不断地将最新鲜的游戏资讯第一时间带给全球中文游戏玩家。自成立以来，篝火营地在全网的内容浏览量已经超过5亿，服务了数百万的读者和玩家。我们的愿景是做游戏文化传播者。您可以在全球各大手机应用市场下载篝火营地 APP， 或者访问3w.gamebonfire.com 来加入游戏传播者的行列。
The Kingdom Hearts franchise is my favorite franchise of all time.
Kingdom Hearts, that has a very special place in my heart.
Lara Croft is the reason why I started to become really adventurous in my own life. Tomb Raider, I think, became a symbol of who I wanted to be.
Tomb Raider is very important to me, and not just because I worked on it. Dad got it first, and I remember him being really excited at the T-Rex in Tomb Raider and completely spoiling it for me.
Final Fantasy VII, the original, that's what got me started on JRPGs, and I love JRPGs.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was like the biggest hype I have ever experienced. I remember taking time off work, locked myself in a room, and I stayed in that room for as long as I could.
Final Fantasy XIV is a game that I recently dipped my toes into. I didn't know anything about Final Fantasy, but I tried it and I think I put 1,000 hours into it, and it's just a matter of a few months.
So I was playing Tomb Raider, and every time I'd like get stuck, I would just like rage quit and like pop out the disc and put it back in again.
When they showed the Final Fantasy VII with new technology, to see it reimagined in such a perfect way, it was amazing.
The remake in general is stunning. Which, again, it's a Square Enix game, not shocking.
Welcome back to E3 Live from Los Angeles. Don't forget e3expo.com/shop, where you'll find all the limited edition shirts, hats, and jackets you've seen me modeling throughout the presentation. Dad hats. Up next, of course, is Square Enix Presents. Guys, what are we looking forward to most, and why is it Marvel's Avengers?
Oh my goodness. I mean, where to even start? Like, there's so many different.
Babylon's Fall, baby. Babylon's Fall, baby.
What are you doing here, Michael?
All y'all stop the show. Babylon's Fall is gonna be the most fire thing Square Enix is showing. It's gonna be game of the show. Check it. Babylon's Fall, baby.
What? You just hijacked this.
I have never run into the media suite,
that just
and you know what I mean? Never done that. But Babylon's Fall is being shown.
Can't believe this man.
A lot of people are stoked about it. Michael Hine from GameSpot being one of them, of course. That's always good to see.
I didn't know it was going down there. I was like, Michael's coming in here really hot. Okay.
That's all he knows how to do.
Exactly.
Michael's either asleep or that hyped about weird video games.
My goodness. We were talking about Marvel's Avengers, right? A little
We're
bit
talking
there.
about
Yeah, I was
everything.
like,
Square
okay.
Enix in general. Yeah, of course.
This
Babylon's
show,
Fall.
I'm just like, anything goes. Anything goes.
We told you we're insane.
You know what? I'm starting to understand that at a different level. So yes, War in Wakanda.
Yep.
Totally amped for that. We saw a little bit of an art reveal yesterday.
Sure, yeah, new look at Black Panther, right? So
Yes.
far, all we've had is that teaser trailer at the last time they had done one of the Square Enix Presents or whatever, so that's nice to see. Obviously, as I've talked to death, so we won't go any further with it.
Yeah.
Excited for more content. I need to see what the end-level stuff is. They're calling this an expansion, right? It's not like the episodes we've gotten for Kate and Clint, so what does that mean? How big is this going to get? But then, of course, another one that speaks directly to me and I want is Life is Strange True Colors. I love Life is Strange. We have a brand new one coming up this September. I can't wait to see what that's all about.
Yeah, Life is Strange True Colors, that like hits very close to home for me. It's obviously about a woman dealing with the loss of her brother. And what I absolutely love about that series is that they are bold and they're like, okay, we're going to confront trauma. We're going to confront self-work. And then they somehow turn it into this beautiful video game that just absolutely hits you to the core and the feels. So I am definitely psyched to see more about Life is Strange True Colors, but also the remastered collection.
Yeah, of course, right?
Yeah, super here for it.
Yeah. Eidos Montreal. That's it.
The new title.
That's all I'm looking forward to. I've been a big fan of Eidos Montreal for years. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. I've loved Deus Ex for years and years and years. And while I don't think we're going to get that, which isn't a bad thing, I feel like so long as more people are exposed to how great of a studio Eidos Montreal is, that to me is the winner. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, hands down.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are you excited for? It's super simple. Hashtag E3 2021 on the social medias. Shout it out there. Tell us what you want to see. We're getting closer. 2 minutes to go. That's the exciting part right here. Do you think there is going to be Xbox hangover? Square's going out of their way, right, to say these are the games we're showing, which is great. You manage expectations. Microsoft just came out and was like, hey, here are more than 30 games that we have that we think you should be stoked for.
Yeah, there could be. That's a very common thing. It happens at a lot of different conventions, right? There's always this hype of like, this is what's going on, but we're looking forward to this. But yeah, I do think, though, that Square Enix has a great opportunity here to just show some high-quality games as they usually do. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great, palate cleanser, if you will, from what we got, from like the overload that we got of the Xbox presser.
And that's the thing, one of the things I was complimenting Xbox about when we were off camera is the fact that there were so many games that's great because you can go in there and then find the 5 that speak to you.
Yeah.
So when you come in with a smaller roster like Square is, it really is, do you like Marvel? Do you like, well, if you don't like these things, then maybe we're not for you that time around.
I mean, it could be a marketing strategy. They might be like, hey, this is all we're doing, and we might see more. I don't know. I'm definitely in the camp where I like being kind of like, let us, like what's coming, what are we going to see? So they have been a little bit tight-lipped, but and they're like, hey, this is the docket, but we'll see.
Who knows?
Right?
Anything's possible. It's E3, baby.
Yeah, E3, baby. Who
People
knows?
do lie to us at E3 quite a bit.
That's right.
And so if they have something else out there,
there's one thing I've learned is that E3 is a place for deception. It's like an Among Us lobby before Among Us was even a thing. So that's
That's a good comparison.
Sure.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay, I guess
I'm smart.
Here we go. Look at this.
I'm smart.
Oh, we're 16 seconds out. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
It's time break.
Without further ado, here's Square Enix Presents.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's Matt Mercer here, and I'm back as your host of Square Enix Presents. Today, we have a special E3 edition of the show for you, with new game announcements, updates, and exciting news from our studios across the globe. So let's kick off with the world premiere of a brand new game from Eidos Montreal. We hope you enjoy the show.
I am so proud of you. Do you know what a birthright is, Peter? Something that's a part of you. Like your name.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No, Rocket. So I let Groot fill out the paperwork.
So we got fined. We appear to be 6,963 units short.
If you see anything with claws the size of Drax, let me know.
We got this. Drax, roll Keep your pants on. Although it could be used as a distraction.
Smash him up, Drax! Meet your maker! We're all professionals here, right? Maybe we can work something out. Hit him!
You had one job, Quill.
I did exactly what? Gamora, no killing teammates.
That's who.
It's literally in your contract.
I made no such commitments.
In less than 3 cycles, all would be lost. The galaxy cannot be saved, Peter Quill.
We can do this together.
Fucking great, Quill!
Sunlord, right?
It's Star-Lord. No, of course I will. I'll call you.
Hi, my name is Olivier Proux, senior producer here at Eidos Montreal. For the past few years, we've had the privilege to work on our version of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy and reimagine it into a single-player, story-driven, third-person action-adventure game. It's our own fresh take on the Guardians, and something that's really unique to our game is that you get to be Peter Quill. As Star-Lord, you're constantly in the middle. But today, I'm really excited to have all of you join us on this journey, and you'll hear more about the game from our team behind this project.
Right, let's do this.
I've always loved Marvel's cosmic characters. Growing up as a kid, I read them, enjoyed them, loved them. I had the opportunity to write for Marvel on some of their cosmic titles. I went back with the help of Bill Roseman, the editor, and kind of cherry-picked characters from Marvel's past.
The opportunity here was to build a team, but to make it all underdogs, so that the reader would think, oh my gosh, how is this team going to survive?
And that became the Guardians of the Galaxy comic, which we loved working on.
I remember the first time that the Marvel crew came to Montreal, we were showing them the design of the characters, how they would look, and they stayed silent. I don't know if it's a minute, but in my head, it was a minute. I was like, oh my God, like they hate it.
We realized how much that Marvel and Eidos Montreal share and have in common, and that we knew the Guardians were in perfect hands.
Looking at the samples that Eidos were kind enough to show me, I think he's fantastic and absolutely in the spirit of what these characters are.
What makes the gameplay experience unique to me is no matter in what phase of the game you are, whether you're in exploration or you're fighting, the Guardians are constantly around you and you never feel alone. While you're the leader, the Guardians will also challenge you and make decisions on their own, and you will have to adapt to it.
You are literally part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
The decisions you'll make will have lighthearted to haunting repercussions, and the game will react to what you do and say.
Gamora, no killing teammates.
That's who.
It's literally in your contract.
I made no such commitments.
You are playing as Star-Lord and you're using your blasters and you're using your jet boots.
Star-Lord is really empowering. He's very agile on the battlefield. He can slide and over with his jet boots. Of course, he has his elemental blasters that have different powers as well. And on top of all of this, he can use the unique abilities of his Guardians.
We're not pirates. We're legally incorporated heroes for hire.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No.
The story is about a group of misfits, the Guardians. In our world, they've been together for less than a year. They create something on a small scale that looks insignificant. And as they progress through the story, they discover that they created something really big that threatens the galaxy.
There are a lot of very interesting villains in the Marvel franchise. And when you're starting to work on a story like this, you get to get your pick of which ones will make the best for this story. That gives us the opportunity to bring in some that are well known, but some that are also not all that well known.
What Eidos is getting so right about them is capturing what it's like to be a misfit family. They're also bringing an amazing imagination to it. You're going to see planets and characters that are going to blow your mind.
Interpreting it in its own way, I think, makes it feel incredibly fresh and exciting. It's not a matter of trying to replicate the comic or trying to replicate the film. It's trying to take the medium you're working in and make the best version of Guardians out of that.
They made it fun. They made it rock and roll. They delivered everything you would want in a Guardians game.
Units?
We appear to be 6,963 units short. If we intend to keep our ship, Peter Quill.
I know. We clearly need a plan.
What about selling Gamora's crap?
What?
Oh, come on. You've been hoarding them stupid knickknacks ever since you first joined us. I mean, don't tell me they ain't worth nothing.
Quarantine zone was always
holding out on us.
My figurines are not knickknacks.
Team's in trouble, and you can't be bothered to make no sacrifice.
I will sacrifice your head.
And take us to the majestic mountains of Kakarantara.
Guys, I think we should hear out Groot for once.
You know, the only problem with your plan is that Lady Hellbender only buys monsters, and you are not a monster.
Groot, are you really offering to...
No, he is not offering that, okay?
It could work.
Sell Groot? I guess we could bust him out after.
Absurd. Lady Hellbender seeks the monster within. The small, ugly one is clearly the correct choice. He is cruel, sadistic, and his soul is filthy and filled with rage.
I vote we sell Groot. I honestly think Lady Hellbender will go for it.
Yeah, well, I vote for not Groot.
I also vote for the creepy little beast.
2 votes each. Peter?
Well, Rocket's definitely scarier on the inside. He's unstable and vicious and totally oblivious to the needs of others.
Okay, we get it.
All right, let's do this. Let's go sell a monster.
We're not seriously flying into that.
They say the weather patterns of Seknarf 9 are tied to the temperament of its ruler.
That's not how women work.
Or weather.
We're flying the wrong way.
No, he's not flying at all.
Guys, relax. Just one minor adjustment. I ever mentioned how much I hate rain? Hellbender's castle isn't even that far.
That is not a castle. It is an impregnable fortress.
So how do we impregnate it?
Ask Peter!
Let's just get closer. We'll figure it out on the way.
There is nothing to figure out. As beast merchants, we will easily gain access to Lady Hellbender.
Good. We've already got a beast. All that's left is the merchant part.
Good thing I put on my official merchant costume.
There is no such thing. Right?
The fact you ain't sure don't bode so good.
Whoa! That is some really crazy lightning out there. Never seen anything like it.
Meteorological suicide is what it is.
Hey, is my jacket all right?
At least you got a jacket. Some of us are soaking here.
Less whining, more walking.
Hey, Stormlord, we ain't seriously walking through this. It'll take forever in this storm.
Stop complaining. The hardship will strengthen your spirit.
I face more than enough hardship. Thank you very much.
You are welcome, Feeble One.
We got this. Just don't fall and we'll be fine.
Everyone okay? We should have gone to Maku 4. I would be wary, rodent.
You know what? I survived freaking Half-World. Think I'm scared of some little...
It's not alone. Get ready.
What are these things?
They are amorphous vermin.
Shoot first, questions later.
them for directions?
I'm thinking maybe they are directions.
Oh, like a signpost or something.
I'm not saying it's an arrow with the word fortress on it, but statues suggest civilization, and the only settlement I saw when we were topside
was Lady Hellbender's fortress.
Dead end. That's just great.
It's a retractable bridge. They used them at the prison I was in.
Too bad the controls are on the other side of the giant chasm.
What do you not have time to dawdle in this jungle? I shall hurl the creature over the chasm so he may activate the bridge.
I may activate a hole through your face. Put me down.
It'll be fine. Just curl up in a ball.
What?
Drax, throw him.
No.
Very well.
Peter.
It's okay. He'll land on his feet. Ooh. I guess that only applies to cats.
You sons of sharks! Scut-busting ass!
I am not familiar with these words. Order the beast to do its job.
Rocket, come on, man.
Ram it, dash face.
Fix the bridge and we'll raise your cut by 5%.
I want 10.
Okay, deal. Thanks for the bridge, Rocket.
If you even think of pulling that
Wait.
stud again.
Hear that?
Guys.
I got it.
These creatures are perfect predators.
Stop cheering for the murder monster.
Somebody's having fun.
You are my prey.
Keep it together, Doc.
Bad dog! Bad dog!
We've got the numbers.
You count all that teeth we got. That dog is a huge predator.
Avoid the mouth, dodge the tail, slice the hair.
Is anything on this planet not trying to kill us? Guys, huddle up! Already missing the jiggle jellies.
They keep moving around.
It is past time, my blade.
Don't get too close to that mouth.
This guy barely feels it.
Yeah, I smell it too.
Come on, we got this.
Perhaps these were sent by Lady Hellbender.
Well, she can keep it.
How come monsters are never friendly? That is definitely in my top 10 fortresses.
Peter?
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, right. The cage.
The point of even getting the Flarkin thing was looking like we mean business.
All right, Rocket. Time to put on your monster face.
I only got one face, Quill.
Are you sure about this, Peter? Look at him. You better have one hell of a sales pitch.
Maybe Gamora's right. We should try selling Groot instead.
Really?
This is an affront to democracy.
I just think that we might need Rocket on the outside for this one.
Yeah, we noticed. You want to make that call, then you better not mess this up. You hang tight there, bud. When the time comes, I'll get you out of there. Rocket style if I gotta.
Drat. Gamora, can you help me with
No.
this? What? Why?
To guarantee your safety as a leader.
Ah, come on.
Don't look at me. I ain't pulling that thing. Remember, buddy, menacing, like me, only bigger. Not bad. Not bad.
Easy, big guy. So, how long before someone else wants to pull this thing?
We are 60 clicks from the fortress.
I'd say closer to 75.
We got this! Rocky, what are you doing?
going to revisit two iconic brands that are being remastered for modern platforms. First up, relive the classic games in the Final Fantasy series, and then get one more peek at Legend of Mana ahead of its June 24th launch. Up next, Earth's mightiest heroes continue their fight to defend the world in Marvel's Avengers. The team at Crystal Dynamics is excited to share the latest updates with you, including new mission types and a growing roster of heroes.
Avengers, secure that super weapon at all costs. Cosmic energy is building up.
Every second counts, people. Keep it moving.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
You're out of your depth, Avengers.
Shutting you down, Monica.
The world doesn't need Avengers. AIM will save this world. I will save it.
There is no end to these clones. You don't understand what that cube is capable of.
I applaud your efforts to connect with your roots, but as a man who has seen 3 Black Panthers fall, I must warn you of a few things. Many eyes follow the path you are about to walk down.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king. You can act around now, say the same.
You just wanted to show off your suit.
They all want the name. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king.
It is Claw.
Vibranium
it's time to give mobile players a quick look at some of the games that will be available in the coming months.
Good evening, 426. Our intelligence reports a new threat to global stability. Their reach is unlike anything we have seen before. Following Agent 47's disappearance, you were selected because of your remarkable skills. Execution must be perfect. We will strike from the shadows, and they will never know what hit them.
A sad and beautiful tale that echoes throughout eternity. The first mobile entry in the Nier series. Nier Reincarnation.
Today, the team at Platinum Games is giving you an exclusive look at the epic world of Babylon's Fall, featuring fluid combat, powerful weapons, and a unique art style.
Built over 1,000 years, it was meant to be a tower of dreams. But for 1,000 more, it was seen as a tower of ruin. Persevering through fire and ice and the coldest of winds, eventually the tower became a symbol of unrelenting ambition. That tower's name is Babylon.
Does the savior of Neo-Babylon stand among us? Let's find out without further ado.
If I'm to die, then I'll die for hope, for what little hope there may be.
Seen through the veil at last, have you? We're all prisoners of our subjective reality. Believe only what you see, and you're like to end up seeing only what you believe.
Not but two paths lie ahead. Ascend to the heaven above the tower, or fall like this one now before you.
Now begins its tale of both hope and despair.
すがゲームズは本当にアクションという部分に関しては世界屈指のデベロッパーだと思ってますし、ニーオートマタでそれが証明できたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
ニーオートマタのアクションをもっと楽しむためにどうしたらいいかって選ばれたジャンルがハック&スラッシュでしたので、このゲームのコンセプトは端的に言うとニーオートマタのアクションでハック&スラッシュというジャンルを楽しむということになります。
もちろん1人でも遊べるんですけど、4人でダンジョンを攻略していくゲームになります。
コンセプトについては、プレイヤーが、途切れない目標に向かって、アクション、追い求め続けることができると。プレイヤーは、ストーリーを追いながらダンジョンをクリアして上層を目指していくと。入手する装備や素材を集めて自身を強化してカスタマイズしていくと。
ゲームのスタイルとしては、オーソドックスなハック&スラッシュという形ですね。ただアクションがスキルや強い力を引き出すためのトリガーになっているところがポイントかなと思っています。
プレイヤーの背中についているギデオンコフィーというのがかなりキーアイテムとなっています。それによって、遊び方とかカスタマイズの方向性っていうのも変わってきます。
ハイファンタジー感というか、その上品さというところはすごい意識してくれというふうに言われましたね。カートゥーンチックにならないようにというか、リアルに本当に存在している人たちがいるかのような感じは意識しました。
このゲームは運営型のゲームとして開発しています。発売後も定期的に新しいコンテンツを提供する予定です。
ようやく皆さんに改めてこういった形で発表できたこと、本当に私たちも嬉しくなってますし、まさにこれから開発の佳境になっていくので、精一杯頑張っていきたいので、皆さんも引き続き応援よろしくお願いいたします。
Now let's check out the next major entry in the popular Life is Strange series, True Colors. The team at Deck 9 is ready to give you a deeper look at Alex Chen's psychic power of empathy. But first, here's a look at the Life is Strange Remastered Collection.
Feels so weird to be back. After 5 years, you're still Max Caulfield.
What do you remember about us as kids? I think about us as little pirates, running and jumping through Arcadia Bay.
We are awesome!
Come on, let's dance! Or take my picture with your new camera.
We both got scars and it's so hard to
That's Rachel Amber.
After my dad died and you moved, I felt abandoned.
Oh, good, you're here.
Rachel saved my life. She was my angel. Something happened to her. We have to find her, Max. Holy shit. Max, what's going on?
No! Whoa. I discovered I could reverse time.
What the hell is this?
Whatever's going on between us is special.
Step back before you regret it.
Get in, Max!
Then I realized I had a choice and the power to change everything. Arcadia Bay is on the edge of disaster. Time to change time.
Whatever happens, I'll always have your back. Always.
Hi, I'm Maya, also known as MXM Tune. I'm a musician and the singing voice of Alex Chen in the upcoming Life is Strange True Colors. I hope you enjoyed that first look at official gameplay from the remastered collection. As a longtime fan, I know I did. You can see the love and care that Deck 9 have put into remastering both Life is Strange and Before the Storm. This collection features improved character animation, lip sync, and visuals, breathing new life into these two beloved games. Back in March, we also revealed the next major game in the series, Life is Strange True Colors, a small-town supernatural mystery. Alex Chen must uncover the truth behind her brother's death, using her psychic power of empathy to unravel the shocking secrets of Haven Springs. Today, we have a first look at Alex's unique power in action. Here's game director Zach Garris for more.
Alex's psychic power of empathy is integral to the story of Life is Strange: True Colors. It impacts every relationship she builds and every decision she makes.
Never thought I'd have a freaky empath friend.
For years, Alex has been unable to shut out the strong feelings of others, the fear, sadness, and anger of those around her, leading her to believe her power is a curse. In the wake of Gabe's death, Alex realizes the only way she can find the truth is to embrace her power.
I can't believe this is happening. And the only way to understand is to feel what he's feeling.
From the very start, you can use Alex's power to focus on brightly colored auras to gain an insight into people's emotions.
Gabe was too young. Just too young.
These valuable insights deepen Alex's relationships with the folk of Haven Springs, as well as sparking new dialogue options and events, as here from a scene very early on in the game.
You're gonna lose her. You're gonna lose her, and it's all your fault.
Alex has uncovered a secret that Mac wants to keep hidden from his long-term girlfriend, and now he is terrified that Alex will reveal it before he can talk to Riley.
She is the best thing that's ever happened to me. So please, help me out.
Mac's telling you a whole lot of bullshit.
Listen.
Thanks for telling me the truth, Alex.
But are we still together?
Are you serious? I need to get back to work.
Sure, Alex. We'll get out of your way.
When Alex encounters a particularly strong aura, she can reach out to actively connect with that person's emotions. This generates a nova, a supernatural flare that transforms the world around Alex into a reflection of that person's psyche. In this altered, emotionally charged state, Alex can experience fragments of thoughts and memories to get to the root of their issue. But not every emotional crisis can be easily dealt with. Some carry a dangerous, even life-threatening amount of power.
He's dead! I wish I were too.
No decision is easy, and the consequences will be felt across the game.
This anger could kill her. What if I could just take it away?
Using Alex's power is the only way you can uncover the truth behind her brother's death.
What would that do to her? What would it do to me? And even if I can, should I?
How far will you go in pursuit of that truth? The choice is yours.
Alex's powers look so awesome. I have no idea how I'll make some of these choices, but I can't wait to play it with you all when it comes out on September 10th. Don't forget, you can pre-order Life is Strange: True Colors now. And if you choose the Ultimate Edition, you'll also receive the Life is Strange Remastered Collection. And that's it for today. Make sure to follow the Life is Strange social channels for more.
And now, we are excited to unveil a brand new title from Square Enix Japan.
I'm here to kill chaos. That's my mission. Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
You gonna make us go in there and find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. We need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger. A thirst.
Move aside! You're dust!
You sure chaos is here?
Yeah, they can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing pest control.
This is the Shrine of Chaos. He's here. We just have to hunt him down.
Feel the pain!
The darkness is so thick I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.
Die already!
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. If you could, I would be grateful if you looked for him.
Chaos.
I'll crush you! Know when you're beaten!
And who are you? We're here to kill Chaos.
The prophecy's very own Warriors of Light.
Really?
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland.
No. I become chaos.
I'll leave you with a look at some of the amazing Square Enix titles you can play now, as well as those to come.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
Just hit me with it.
we're gonna drop plate number 7.
They're gonna do what?
It's all or nothing.
No, of course I will. I'll call you.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep an eye out for news about our next Square Enix Presents. I'm Matt Mercer. See you next time.
Welcome back, everybody. The Square Enix presentation is a wrap. You taking notes?
They take it down
Yeah,
right
I
to
don't
the
blame you.
wire, right
I was
to the
taking
wire
notes
what they're gonna be
too.
doing on this thing, Jackie.
You know what? It was very tough to follow up the Xbox presentation,
Yeah.
but I actually found this very exciting. They dived really deep on a lot of games.
Spent a lot of time on a lot of things they were doing, which I appreciate
Yeah.
quite a bit. Yeah.
In particular, Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Guardians of the Galaxy.
what? Sorry, I almost hit you.
No, you hit your pen.
I did.
Don't-
I got a
don't
little
hurt
mark
yourself.
on
Okay.
my finger.
That's on you. Every
Anyway, okay, yeah, I did. It was
In court.
it was my fault. I have a little pen mark now. Anyways, yes, Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved it.
I really liked
I'll
it
be
too.
honest.
No,
Yeah.
it's interesting to see it on Twitter. The opinions are split on it.
100%.
For me personally, I was into it, of course, having Guardians, the music, and then for me personally, the choices.
Yeah.
Where it's and then they're saying it's single player, and then it's this year. Like they were hitting on all the things I would want from a Marvel game right away, and that is let's get us in there, let's have a story, let's see what the permutations can be. Yeah, I thought it was funny that the hardest thing in video games a lot of times is trying to nail humor.
100% agree with you
And
there. Yeah.
with the Guardians already having such an established reputation now, thanks to James Gunn and his amazing films.
I
like,
know, right?
To step in and Tim got to see a preview. He was talking a bit on our stream about it of like this is going to be 80s music focused rather than the 60s and 70s that we saw.
Oh yeah,
with James
Bonnie
Gunn.
Tyler off the top.
Totally.
I need a hero.
And then even
Sorry,
as we were
I was
going
there
through,
for
we
it.
were all talking about how
Yeah.
it is reminiscent of Final Fantasy VII, right? With the
Yeah.
stagger system, and I'm talking about remake, of course.
Yeah.
The stagger system we were seeing there. Obviously, Andy called it out that it was a lot like Ratchet and Clank right now that he's playing because you're
yeah.
calling up and going into the menu wheels that are weapons, but in this are all right. I want Gamora, and I want Gamora to do this action. I think that really opens it up for some cool gameplay.
Yeah, honestly, I was really impressed with the gameplay. I was talking with Michael a little bit. We were like, hey, little hints of Deus Ex there. You know, it was like, pick this or pick this.
Yeah, right.
Sell Rocket or sell Groot. You know what I mean? And we were like, oh my God, we love that. I also really enjoyed watching how you could summon your teammates.
Totally.
Michael was comparing it to like spells and abilities, essentially.
Yeah, from
so
Final
I was there for it. Like you said, we're getting a mixed reaction online right now. When Marvel's Avengers first dropped, everybody was like, they don't look like them. They don't look like, you know, what we saw in the movies. And I understand that, but I'm sorry, Gamora's look, I'm cosplaying that, man.
Yeah, Gamora
I am
looks great,
cosplaying that. Yeah, so I don't know, definitely getting a mixed reaction, but I love the music. I thought the funny beats hit.
Yeah.
And I think that with anything that has to do with Guardians of the Galaxy, and again, very tough to follow up the movies, I was a little nervous. I was like, is the humor gonna be good here? And I thought all the dialogue really delivered, to be honest. So
100%, yeah, I'm right there with you. And I think that's what's going to be interesting about it. I think it is, again, we all know Guardians because of the MCU. And so getting into this game, it's going to be that moment and having to get in and settle into what this universe is. But even by the end of it, I thought at first, I'm like, man, Peter Quill's hair is kind of tall in this, right? And he's got a much blockier
He's got some Greg Miller hair vibes
I
going
wish my hair could get that tall.
Actually, shout out to Genevieve. She cut your hair.
She did. She cut my hair and gave
Lovely
me my entire
Genevieve.
outfit. That's right.
Love you.
But yeah, for the game, I thought their Rocket voice actor was real good, right? Because again, these are already so iconic. I thought their Drax was good in terms of not being Dave Bautista, but being in that. Yeah,
First of all, did you hear our producers? They're saying, pull your hair back, pull your hair back. And they were like, we were talking to Greg.
They didn't say it into my ear.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, is this supposed to be me?
All right,
or
ladies and
Greg?
gentlemen, then it's a hair emergency. It's a hair emergency. We will toss to a package. But wait, there's more, ladies and gentlemen. I had the pleasure of chatting with some of the big brains from Marvel Games and IDOS Montreal about the new Guardians of the Galaxy game. Let's take a look. Hair! All right, Mary, Jean-Francois, and Tim, let's talk Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. How did your collaboration with Marvel come together?
The collaboration with Marvel Games came together a few years ago when we met for the first time to see that how we would create this Guardians of the Galaxy game. And what was really exciting about our first meeting and talking together is that we were sharing exactly the same vision about where to go with the game. And Marvel Games really wanted us to really embrace our creativity and give a fresh spin on this universe and explore different ideas. And it was also our wish as well, because as creators, you really want to look at the source material and bring it somewhere else and bring fresh ideas on the table. So in the initial discussions, like we were all aligned with that. So it was really, really exciting.
Yeah, so the collaboration with between Marvel Games and IDOS Montreal came about in what I feel like as a really kind of natural fit, right? I think we're always striving to partner with the best developers in the world, and pair them with the right franchise, right? Something that they care about. We at Marvel here have always been a huge fan of IDOS and what they've done with the Deus Ex franchise, and their passion for sci-fi and world building. So when we saw how passionate they were about not just Marvel but specifically the Guardians, I think it just it just felt like a natural fit.
Okay, so tell us more about your original take on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Absolutely. When we start a project, the first thing that we do is really get to the source material. And then in this case, like the comics, like there's like over 80 years of comics at Marvel and everything, and a lot of like more underground characters, more prominent characters and whatnot. So the first few steps were really to read comics and exchanging among us with Mary, with other of the crew here at Montreal. And we started to solidify some ideas that we were also running in collaboration with Marvel. And Marvel also, they were feeding us with ideas too, like, hey, that could be interesting or that. So it was really in that mindset that we were looking at like the source material and see what we could take of it, but not take it one for one.
Distilling all those sort of key features down allowed us to understand what these characters are about, and then like JF said, tapping into the history in comics and animation, and of course the films, allowed us to sort of bend and shape these characters in ways that fans may have not seen before, and perhaps even expand on what they may already know. So yeah, I mean, outside of that, I think we also have a lot of fun with playing with well-known characters and factions like Mantis or the Nova Corps, but also like introduce characters that are newer or lesser known, right? Like Lady Hellbender or the Blood Brothers or even Cosmo the dog, right? Like just diving into this untapped cosmic corner of the Marvel Universe. And I think, the hope is obviously, the fans will enjoy what we put together for them, right?
So what was your main source of inspiration when working on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy?
Obviously, we're familiar with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and we went back and rewatched them. We watched some of the animated television series, and we did a deep dive into the comic books. And from that, we really got a sense of who these Guardian characters are. And what was fascinating for me is that in every incarnation, whether it be the comic books or the movies themselves, there's a core essence to these characters, and yet the interpretation changes. So that really was inspiring to know that we could take our own unique vision of these characters as long as they stayed true to the essence. And so then we were able to draw in personal experiences from our own lives and different source materials that we are enjoying ourselves to kind of see how do they blend in to this wonderful Marvel sandbox that we're allowed to play in.
Okay, so we play as Star-Lord. Why did you guys pick that narrative pathway? And then, like, I guess on top of that, like, how does Star-Lord interact with the other Guardians?
Becoming Star-Lord became a natural choice, especially that he considers himself as the self-proclaimed leader of the team. And in this third-person action adventure, like we just said, we control Peter, but we constantly interact with the Guardians as we move forward, like whether it's in banter as we explore, or we can use their super abilities when we're facing puzzles or in combat and things like that. So ultimately, the vision was to really put you in the shoes of one of the Guardians and feel their presence throughout. You focus on Peter, you have your button for the Guardians, you summon them, and they will banter, they will react in combat. So even though we're not in a cutscene or things like that, they constantly stay alive. So the narrative or the liveliness of the Guardians remains alive all the way through. And when we get into some of the more, I would say, epic encounters or with different characters in the Marvel lore, sometimes you have the opportunity to try to convince some of those entities to side with you or not. And since Peter is the smooth talker, he can use his like social skills for that. But the Guardians are always there, and they can chip in the conversation, or you can ask them to get involved and hope to get better results. So all that to say that for us, like playing as Star-Lord and being like constantly around the Guardians and feeling to be part of this family was at the heart of what we were trying to achieve, no matter in what aspect of the game you are at any given time.
What is the overarching story, and who are the Guardians going to confront?
The story takes place in space, obviously, 12 years after a massive war has swept through the galaxy, destroying civilizations and planets, upending lives, and many people are still trying to recover from the losses that they suffered at that time. As Peter Quill, he wants to put that past behind him, and he has pulled together this team of space outlaws and former galactic war heroes, and he's convinced them that there is a great deal of money and some really wild adventures to be had if they rebrand themselves and sell themselves as heroes for hire. So the team's been together for not very long. They've been on a few missions already when the game has begun, just long enough to kind of know each other, but not long enough to have really gelled as a team. And on their current mission, they're kind of carefree approach to exploration as they're out trying to capture this very elusive monster. It culminates in this bet that goes spectacularly sideways. And the next thing they know, they've kind of inadvertently set off a series of catastrophic events that are going to start really upending the rest of the galaxy. And the more they start realizing it and start kind of exploring and encountering this, the more they start to understand that this bizarre corruption has spread out like wildfire across the galaxy, and it's going to destroy everyone if someone doesn't stand up and stop it. And fortunately or unfortunately, no one else wants to do it. So in the end, the Guardians find themselves kind of as this last stand against this mysterious order that it wants to annihilate anyone who won't bow to its will.
So how do the choices and consequences affect the player's journey?
Infusing choice and consequence into a game has always been very important to us as a development team. As gamers, we want to see our choices and our decisions reflected back to us in fun and surprising ways, whether that be through the reaction of our Guardian teammates or our allies and enemies that we encounter along the way, whether it's opening or closing different gameplay pathways. In Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, of course, you're playing as Star-Lord, and he is the leader of the team. So he is at the center. You are at the center of every single gameplay choice, every single combat, every single social interaction and dialogue choice that's possible within this game. And there are a lot of them. And the choices that you make are going to play out. These micro decisions that you make are going to have repercussions on your journey and change the experience for you as you go. Obviously, we were trying to build a very strong, compelling story. And so the story will have the same beginning and the same ending for everyone, because we want to create this really gripping emotional journey that builds and builds into this massive Marvel superhero ending.
All right, it's the big question. What role does music play in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy?
The ambience in Guardians of the Galaxy was a very important aspect. And when I say that, I'm talking specifically about 2 points. The first one is the aesthetics of the game. And after that is the audio experience. From an aesthetic perspective, what was really important for us was, since we're talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy and how colorful they are and how like it's a quirky bunch and everything, and there's a lot of humor in the game, and we wanted also the art style to reflect that. Like we wanted a game that would be colorful, would be like awakes your sense of wonder, discovering the different places you go, that they feel alien, different than what you experience on Earth. And we really wanted to take advantage of, like, when you go in some alien planets, like they speak a different language than you. You don't understand all the aliens that you will hear through the journey. And it's a part also of making you feel like you're discovering the galaxy as well. Like you don't know everything everywhere. So that was quite exciting. So we really wanted that to be colorful and vibrant, should I say. And in terms of the audio ambience, is that Peter Quill is a kid that grew up in the 80s, and unfortunately, at a young age, he was kidnapped by aliens, and his I would say scheme of references is really rooted in the 80s, like music, movies, video games, all these things, and we wanted to bring that forward. So you can expect in the Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy game a very great eclectic soundtrack, like really rooted in the 80s and capturing that vibe. It was really important for us to really bring those two aspects together to create a fresh look, to have something that feels positive. Like there's a lot of emotions. There will be laughs, a lot of laughs, but there will also be drama. But ultimately, it was to create an experience that would stay with you with a feel-good vibe. And those two aspects are key to achieve that.
All right, tell me, what's the release date?
I'm very excited to see this game come out. It's going to come out on October 26th, and it is going to be available on PC and PlayStation and Xbox consoles. It's going to be an epic ride with lots of adventure, lots of drama, and I really, really can't wait for you to play it.
Thank you all for coming to talk about Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Now back to our show. Thank you, Greg, for that great interview.
He was fantastic.
I wonder what they were blurring out
Exceptional
behind him during the Marvel interview, but we won't talk about that. We've been talking a lot about Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, since before we went to break. Instead, let's get to what the final announcement there was.
Yeah.
Stranger of Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origin.
I love we both were like, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. Just want to make sure we got that all in,
most
right?
Final Fantasy games, I have to read it off the page a few dozen times before I can memorize the entire name.
That is a long title, and right now social media is blowing up.
Of course, again, another one with people having a lot of opinions. What, of course, stood out for me is what they started with, right? The fact that it's Team Ninja. Of course, Ninja Gaiden, you're going to have... That it's not your daddy's Final Fantasy. This is a different take on it, right? As they jump into this and get going and have that kind of...
I'll be honest, somebody said there might be something else on the docket. I don't know who mentioned that. That was me.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But no, I was just like, let's see how they end this thing. And oh my gosh, you heard our E3 crew back there. Yeah. They were hooting, they were hollering. I mean, a Final Fantasy spinoff. I mean, we're all here for that. No one is going to complain about that at all. And actually, we do have a poll up right now. I was going to say, but what are you here for, ladies and gentlemen? We, of course, asked you what your favorite announcement was from Square. And looks like right now, look at that. It's neck and neck Guardians versus Stranger that doesn't
of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. And Guardians with the narrow lead right now, 32%. Remember, of course, you can vote wherever you are watching us, whether it be on Twitch, whether it be on YouTube. You put it in there. Of course, if you want to be on the bottom bar, hashtag E3 2021. You can get on there by tweeting with that. And if you would just compliment me, that would go up there and really put some of the people in the Twitch chat to shame because they don't like me.
Greg Miller compliments everybody. Keep them coming. Just to talk about Stranger of Paradise a little bit more, I thought the story seemed really interesting. The Warriors of Light versus Chaos.
They are all going to kill Chaos. They're all going to kill.
They are determined.
These people hate Chaos.
That was some JRPG moments there, right?
Totally.
They were just like, kill Chaos, hate Chaos, Chaos. I was like, okay, I'm here for it. I'm 100%
this is your motivation.
here for
Go
that.
For it.
Exactly. But that definitely stood out to me. I'm really not surprised by the poll, though. There were a lot of great titles.
Oh, sure.
And as we talked about in the beginning, they were deep diving so hard on these titles here. So
deep diving on a lot of the titles. Not on Marvel's Avengers, though.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I was kind of like, I wanted more there.
Man, me too. I really thought we were going to get, War for Wakanda expansion. Here's a look at what the gameplay will be.
I thought we were going to get a gameplay.
And we got a great. The fact with the narration that I've seen 3 Black Panthers fall already. Shuri being there, right? And being able to be like, all right, cool. This is the world you're in, but I was looking for more in terms of what we'd be getting into.
I was hoping we'd get a little bit more of a look at the landscape. Gameplay would have been fantastic. I mean, we love how it looks. I have absolutely adored his costume. I thought the teaser definitely got me hyped. But I will totally agree with you there. I was hoping we get a little bit
more. My hope, of course, as a Marvel's Avengers fan, is the fact they're going to deep dive it on their social channels. Because during the presentation, they didn't put out dates. They showed the roadmap, showed where they've come with Tachyon Anomaly and everything else, but they talked about Cosmic Cube, showed us going up against Scientist Supreme from the main game, and that actually has a date, June 22nd. That was announced on Twitter after the fact. And the same thing for War for Wakanda. Didn't mention when it's coming, but on Twitter, they confirmed August.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping more and more information about it will be dropped that way. For the fans like us, or me, no, I'm not going to drag you down.
You can't throw me in there.
No,
actually,
you don't know nothing about Wasteland Patrol.
Hold on. Amelie and I actually hosted a Marvel's Avengers launch event together.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many 150 characters you got right now?
Okay. All right. Just flex a little more. He and Golden Boy all about the flexing. Who's got the Xbox mini fridge? How many characters?
We don't talk about that. All right. With the one day. But yeah, then they showed more Wasteland Patrols.
Yeah.
Again, that's cool for me. I like the idea of being able to team up with friends and just go. If you're not familiar, you just go through the Wasteland, random boss fights, different things. There's gear you can only acquire there. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And again, they're on track with their roadmap, which has been Marvel's Avengers' early problem, right? Like, of course, Kate and Clint were supposed to be there in September. It was September, so then October and November they were supposed to be here, and that got way pushed out to December, and then this year for Clint.
I'm a little sad. I was really hoping something big for you, Greg.
You know what? Again, it
was
looked
okay. It was a
good.
taste of it. It was a taste of it. Yeah.
I think one of those things is that, and I shouldn't say universally because it's the internet, most people like the Marvel Avengers campaign to some extent.
Yeah.
So if they've taken the learnings and they just want to give us more of that with the Black Panther expansion, of us playing through and being Black Panther, I'm okay with that.
So you're happily intrigued, I would say.
Of course. Oh, yeah, this doesn't do anything for my excitement. No,
Yeah.
I'm still totally there.
Yeah.
I am excited. I would like to know if anybody can hit up Square and find out, does Life is Strange Remastered have new trophies? Because I wouldn't mind replatinuming those games.
It looks
Love those
great.
games. Yeah.
I loved seeing the remaster, and we got an in-depth look at True Colors too.
Yep,
Some
exactly.
interviews.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm here for it. Life is Strange, yay! But
again, it's one of those
we're
things.
just chatting away.
I know.
Here. We got to get the E3
Babylon's
crew in
Fall,
here.
We had all the stuff, the mobile games, the Final Fantasy, what they call it, pixelated
I wish y'all
thing
could see
over
the
there.
handwriting on here, by the way, too.
That's journalism school in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. Enough about what we've been talking about. Let's see what our old friend Golden Boy has to say. Golden Boy!
Hi!
Man, talk about just sucking all the air out of the room, Greg Miller. Geez, every topic we have just grabbed away from us. It's not fair. Now, folks, this was the part of the show where we were going to give Michael Hyam from GameSpot here an opportunity to monologue about Babylon's Fall. But unfortunately, Michael is having second thoughts. So, Michael, hold my hand. And how do you feel about Babylon's Fall, Poppy?
Oh man, I think you
Say
know,
with your
I set myself up. You know, I was like, you know, I'm disappointed.
It's
But it's
okay.
okay. It's all right. You
It's
know,
okay.
I still want to give you know, a chance. Platinum Games has a great history. Great history. You know what I'm saying? Bayonetta. You know, the thing is like, oh, maybe this is the next thing in line to follow up Nier Automata. Like, and then Yosuke Saito, my boy, Yosuke Saito's on the project.
Say your pain. Say your pain, Poppy.
And then it's like, oh, it's a live service game, and it's endless, and we didn't really get any narrative bits about it. So you know, I still want to give it a chance. You know, like Damon said, like that art style does kind of look fire. Like, oh, it looks promising.
We're committed, by the way.
Yeah. I got you, baby.
Thank you.
And like I trust Platinum to bring fire combat, and like they showed some of that stuff right there. But you know, it's like I like games that make me cry.
Make them cry.
And then when you have the lineage of a Platinum game.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Nier Automata. One of the best games of all time. One of the best games of all time.
Say it. Speak your truth.
I feel like crying now, but not because tears of joy or just this relief of seeing 2B and 9S finally being
Everyone,
friends
can we
again.
all just hold hands for Michael here? Come on, Damon, you as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're here. We're here. We support you. We're with you. And don't worry, we'll still play Babylon's Fall with you.
You want to sing a DMCA safe Kumbaya?
I don't know if we want to do that. We want the stream to be here next year. Anyway, though, guys, Babylon's Fall was interesting, but I will say this much. I don't understand, Damon, the mixed reaction regarding Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I thought it looked fantastic.
My reaction is not mixed. I'm with you. It might end up being my pleasant surprise of E3 this year.
Yeah.
I am a single-player gamer, so it's a single-player game. It's telling a story. You play as one character. I love the creature design and the world design, and I thought most of the jokes were landing, so I was like, all right, this sounds great. But I understand the Guardians of the Galaxy are an ensemble cast. If people were sort of hoping they could pick a character to play as or even play cooperatively with other people, I get that part of it too.
Yeah, well, don't worry, folks. That is what downloadable content is for. But Dan, let's speak of things that weren't present at E3 because, or at least in this particular keynote, because, you know, obviously we're looking forward to a lot of good things that's going to be coming out. You know, obviously we saw a little bit of Final Fantasy 16. We saw a little bit of Forspoken. Maybe we'll get a bit of Triangle Strategy later on. But then there was this final thing with Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. Obviously they don't like chaos.
Yes.
They're not a fan.
Chaos is no longer on the menu if they have anything to say about it. They are coming in hot. Like if you were to drink every time they say the word chaos in that trailer, you would be dead before you reach the final boss. But it would be worth it because it looks awesome. You have that pedigree of Team Ninja, Koei Tecmo. It looks super fun. It was just like, it feels like this weird mixture of like a Souls-like with Final Fantasy, and that is something that's really exciting because we haven't seen that yet, and you're getting to this more sort of action RPG-esque combat that we've seen in recent Final Fantasy entries. I think they can have a lot of fun with this. And again, you know what? I've had enough chaos for quite some time. I'm beginning to see what they're talking about. I'd like to Omni/Chaos into a million little pieces myself.
Here's the thing. Sure, they don't like chaos, but they really like just tearing their enemies apart from like
brutal.
the face or the mouth, and they're just.
He really likes going for the mouth.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and just shoving some red stuff in there, and then you know, like.
I can't tell. Is it like when they stomp on them, the crystals appear, or are they putting the?
I don't know, but I'm going to play the game and find out. I mean, we're seeing it right here in the footage.
Yeah,
it's quite aggressive.
He's trying to figure out the most efficient way to get the crystals, and usually it's just ripping it right open like a bag of chips.
Well, that's
and then
what I
just
was
reaching
thinking.
inside.
You know, I had a DoorDash order yesterday. That you see that plug? That was, you know, just a little. That was a little. You know, the bag was closed. So what did I do? Stranger in Paradise.
Chaos reigns.
Chaos reigns, baby. But yeah, it looked really cool. Obviously, though, lots of other really cool stuff with Life is Strange: True Colors. I think that you know everyone loves that game. It's a pleasant experience for a lot. It's not my cup of tea per se. Like I'm not that like a narrative player, but I always appreciate what games like that bring to the medium.
Oh yeah, I mean, Michael was talking about. I like games that make me